How's it going, everybody? Happy Friday! Friday! Actually, guys, for once, I was ready for stream. I was a good bean, okay? I had everything set up around 7:45, and I was ready to go. It wasn't like on what was it, Tuesday? Tuesday I was not ready. Tuesday I thought, I was like, oh yeah, I have everything ready so I can just press go live. But that was I was very wrong because one, I forgot to make the thumbnail, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll have to use an old thumbnail. And I don't think I had like the title or anything set up, so but I haven't done this in a while. Let me introduce myself. Hello, my name's Aoi. I'm a river water dragon trained in ninja arts, and today we're playing Memento Solis. We'll talk about that a little later. Let me know how my microphone settings are because I just changed them and it sounded okay on my end. I'm curious how it's gonna sound when I stream. Because I played around with it, and then I looked at a video about just fixing the volume, because I realized like when I get loud, you can it like cuts me off. So I tried to see if I could fix that. So if just let me know if like if I say something loud and you're just like, what? Why did they? I don't know what they just said. You know. Let a homie know, because I'm not an audio engineer. I don't know what I'm doing. I also downloaded Streamer Elements, the multi-streaming plugin, so we're gonna mess around with that too. Seems to be working fine on YouTube, I hope. And we're gonna play around with that and see if I can stream on other platforms. I'm also gonna try to see if we can like stream on YouTube Shorts, because I didn't know that was a thing. You could stream on YouTube Shorts. And then I don't know if I want to like stream on TikTok. I don't think I'm quite ready to stream on TikTok. And then let's see here. Let me just check on. Oh, I can't check on my phone if I'm live on the YouTubes. Darn. Or maybe I can't. Hold up. Let me see on my computer here. Hopefully it won't double audio. That'd be kind of crazy. Well, it shouldn't. Not here, at least. I'm getting distracted by the other things on here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm there. Okay. And now it's gonna be like, you have another viewer. I'll be like, oh shit, wait, that was me. So how's everyone's Friday going, huh? Let's see, last second week of Friday of November, huh? And then next week is Black Friday. Some people were asking me like, well, not some. One one person, which is my Japanese teacher, because you know they don't really celebrate Thanksgiving this month. They were like, "Oh, are you doing stuff for Thanksgiving?" I was like, "Yeah, I go see my aunt and all that." And he's like, "Are you gonna go shopping on Black Friday?" And I was like, "Maybe, I don't know." Funny enough, Black Friday is where I got most of my streaming stuff. I think it was Black Friday. Either it was Black Friday or like some other day. It may have been like Prime Day. I think it was a little mix of both, where it was like Prime Day and Black Friday, where I got most of my streaming stuff. So like my mic arm. I got my computer, I think, on a Black Friday. I can't remember, like my beefy PC. I think maybe my keyboard on Black Friday. I can't quite remember. My speakers that I actually don't like. I bought speakers and they don't connect right away. They connect very weird. It's like I'll connect them and it'll be like connected, and then you play an audio and it's very like spotty. It's like right? And I'm like, oh no, my speaker's broken. No, that wasn't the case, because what you have to do is turn off and on the Bluetooth. But doing that also turns off my mouse. So I have to make sure my mouse is hovered over the Bluetooth button so I can press enter on the keyboard to turn it on. I'm pretty sure there's probably an easier way than that, but it's just how it is right now. I don't think I can sing. Like, it's hard to, I think, turn it on and off just going to the Bluetooth settings. So I just better just turn it on and off with the settings in the corner. Yeah. Oh man. And then, so I don't know if I'm gonna go Black Friday shopping. And plus I want to get like the Nintendo Switch 2 just for the heck of it, you know. But if I get the Nintendo Switch 2, then I'm gonna have to buy a capture card, right? I need to make I have to make it worth my while. I can't just have a Nintendo Switch 2, right? I wanna be able to play all the games. And seeing Mono, cause like friends with Mono, and I look at their Instagram, they were playing Pokemon Z to A or whatever, ZA, and they're having so much fun on it, and I was like, I want to have fun with Pokemon too. I want to see all the I want to see it. Also, like, the Donkey Kong game looks really fun. I never played a Donkey Kong game before, but this one seems really fun. And Mario Kart. Man, I haven't played Mario Kart in like forever. The last Mario Kart I played was on my DS. What was everyone's character on Mario Kart? Because mine, here's the thing. I didn't really like the hyper feminine characters. So like I never picked anything like Peach or Daisy. And then like Toadette and I forgot what the pink Yoshi looking character is. I never picked those because I'm like, they're a little too feminine for me. And then, you know, I never picked Mario or Luigi or something like that. I'm like, they're kind of boring. So I'm trying to pick like an interesting character, right? And I don't really like Bowser, or Waluigi, or Wario, Toad. I wasn't really, you know, I wasn't vibing with them. So the character I would always pick in Mario Kart was Dry Bones. I don't know why Dry Bones, but I really liked playing Dry Bones. So that was like my main character in Mario Kart. So if you ever race against me, I will be picking Dry Bones. I think they added more characters. I mean, obviously, like, they advertise like in the Switch 2 that you can play like literally the cow. You can play the cow, you can play whatever you want now. I bet like you gotta pay like an extra package for that. It's not just like, oh, you want to play the cow? That comes with our package of $24. The cow package. Oh man. I don't know what other games there are right now for the Nintendo Switch 2. Maybe I'll just wait for more games, because like, I mean, what's the rush, you know? I don't think the price is gonna go down anytime soon. Maybe like next year if the price goes down. But right now I haven't played it on my Switch in a while. I think like the reason also I want to get a Switch 2 is because I want to play, I want to be able to stream the games too, because I have games downloaded on my account and it'd be kind of cool to like play them on stream, especially the Resident Evil I have. Y'all can see me suffer. I'm so bad at those like shooting games. I bet like if I had an actual controller to play on, I'd be better at it. Because playing on like the Nintendo Switch Lite kind of screen or kind of controls, I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad at it. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe just shooting games are not up my alley. Even though like in A Way Out, the shooting section was really fun actually. I can see why people like those kind of games, but man, if my aim was better. My aim was just better. And last night I had a dream where I was back in high school. And not just like not like I was the same age like you would be in high school, you know, like high school you'd be like 16, 17. No, I was an old person in high school. And I was like, I remember why, because I was pretending to be a high schooler for some reason. And I was like, do you guys think like I look like a high schooler? Do you guys think I look like a high schooler? Like, I don't know why I infiltrated this class. And then the class made us go into groups and do like a discussion thing. And I remember like, do you remember like when your heart sank when the teacher would be like, okay, get into groups, and then your heart is like, bum 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 bum, who do I pick? I don't have any friends in this class. And so you just kind of stand there hoping like somebody will come to you, or the teacher will notice and be like, oh, why don't you go to this group over here? And then you're like, okay, cool. Because like the thing back then, it's like if you just joined a group without like a teacher saying like join this group, you just look like, I don't know, you just look weird, I guess. That was my thinking, right? Because if you just like walked up to them and be like, can I join your group? And they'll be like, oh, I don't know. But then if the teacher said like, oh, why don't you join this group over here? And then, you know, now the teacher is like, now the group is like, oh, well, I guess we gotta have them because the teacher said so. That was my thinking back then. So I hated doing group stuff, especially like if I didn't have any friends in the class. But I guess as an older person now, I don't really care. I don't know. You just do it and you don't really think about it. Especially like when I was in Japanese school, when they're like, okay, get into groups. You just look at the person next to you and like, you wanna just chat? And they're like, sure, you know. But it's like in the Japanese school I went to, they just sat you wherever, or you could sit wherever you wanted. So mostly I sat. By the second semester, I had my group, so we were able to like all sit together in a little corner. It's very interesting in Japanese school because most of the people with the same nationalities will sit next to each other. So like all the Chinese people, all the Americans, all the Nepalians, all the and then like the Europeans. The Europeans were always like scattered amongst themselves because we had like one Italian, we had one person from the UK, we had someone from Germany. You know, they weren't. If anyone was from Europe, it was like at least from one of those countries. They weren't coming in. They weren't coming in waves like the Chinese and the Nepalians. You know, I don't know. It's very interesting, and I really like the mix because sometimes you'll be hearing people speak in their native language. It's cool to witness. I remember I was like speaking English to like, you know, like my new little group, and then the teacher came up to us like, wow, it's so cool to listen to you in English. Pop it, twist it, pull it. How's it going, Grand Gum? Welcome to the stream. How is your day going? Should I get a little redeem where we go pop it, twist it, pull it? What was the other ones? I don't remember. Pop it, twist it, pull it. Oh, shout, and you go ah, right into the thing. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm doing okay too. I was ready for stream for a while. I've been wanting to stream. I gotta work on making more clips. Clip farming. And then I just downloaded the Stream Elements multi-stream. So we're gonna try on Sunday streaming on different platforms. Damn clip streamer. I know, right? How dare I be a clip streamer? Speaking of clips, if anyone's watching from YouTube, thank you so much for 90 subscribers. I didn't expect to grow so many subscribers on YouTube, and I think it's because of the clips I've been putting up there, so thank you so much. Like, we started off, like, I think from, like, really low. We started, like, around, like, 10, I think. And then, it wasn't too long ago when I started posting clips, and I was like, you know, I'll just post clips on YouTube and on Instagram. And, because of that, we've been growing pretty significantly. Like, I remember we got 50. Like, I forgot what stream I said at. I was like, oh yeah, my goal for the end of the year is get 50 subs on YouTube. And then we hit that goal already. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess our new goal is gonna be 100, and it's okay if we don't reach it. And we're pretty close to it. So thank you. We're gonna get there. I just gotta well, we'll see how the multi-streaming goes on Sunday. It's crazy how, like, how shorts are now the main thing to grow now, it seems like. Which I don't mind it. But yeah, it's just like, I look at, there was this one person that was streaming live on YouTube, but they were also live on shorts. And you know, live on Twitch and all that. And there's so many more viewers for shorts than it is for to be a horizontal streamer, I guess. Down with the horizontal. We are vertical. I don't know if anyone knows the meme. There's like this streamer that has like a wiener dog, and I guess one of the memes is like, "Mother, I must be vertical," because like the dog will just sit up straight, and it's like, because wiener dogs are like, they're so long looking that they kind of like sit weird. And it's so funny. Gotta be hit with the youngins. I guess so. The youngins are what keeps the social medias going, you know? We're nothing without the youngins. I'm an old dragon. I don't know what the youngins like. I'll be like, oh, 6'7", oh, 6'7". My memes back then was like, the memes with the drawn face. They're like, why you know something? And then like the sad faces. Those were my memes. Okay, boomer. I am a boomer. Ah, how dare you call me the B word? No, not the B word. Man, I don't know. Were you there when they talked about? I had a dream that I was like in high school again, but like not as a teenager, but as like the age that I'm at now. I remember, like, I don't know why I infiltrated this school to be like, hey, do I look like a high schooler? You think I can still go to high school? And I don't think I even finished the story. And the teacher was like, okay, everyone get into groups now. And I was like, oh no, not groups. I don't know anyone in this school. I thought it would just be a funny joke if I pretended to be a high schooler. And then I remember, like, in this dream, like, the teacher started talking about whatever, and I was like, oh my god, I could not go back to high school again because I am so bored. I was like, I cannot focus. Trying to relive the old days, shaking my head for real. I guess I miss those old days where the iPhone was like an iPhone 6. That was the latest iPhone back then, and it was like iPhone 6C, and I had a blue one. What are we at? We like iPhone 17 now. And then I also had a iPod. My iPod got stolen, by the way, and I think I know the person that stole it too. Well, I don't know what's up with like me having like my my iPods and iPod Classics getting stolen. I think you were there for that. My iPod Classic got stolen when I was at summer camp. And then my iPod Nano got stolen at the girls' locker room in high school. I'm so mad about that because, like, I think I left it on, like, my thing. And, you know, I was like, oh, no one would want to steal this. And that was not... yeah, someone did steal it. I was really mad about that. Wasn't that 20 years ago? 20 years ago? No! No, that was 20 years ago. It was like about 10 years ago, maybe. Not even. God, more than 10. Oh no. But I got stolen. And the thing is, like, I remember hanging out after school, right? Because I was one of those people that like to stay after school. Like I had extracurriculars. I can't even say it right. Extra things going on, and then like I like staying after school to ask like a teacher a question or something. And I remember staying after school. You know, I'm in the lobby of the high school, and I see this girl that has an iPod Nano that looks suspiciously like mine, with the headset and everything. And I was like, I think that it was my iPod Nano. I was like, well, I hope you like whatever songs I put in there. Also, like, I reported to, like, to the front office about, like, a missing iPod Nano, like, a week later. And they're like, oh, when did you lose it? I was like, a week ago. And they're like, and you're reporting it now? And I was like, well, yeah. And they're like, well, we're probably not gonna find it, so whatever. Like, you know, they were like so mean to me. I was like, sorry, I'm just this is why I didn't talk to anyone in high school, because I was like, why you so so sassy with me? I'm just reporting a missing iPod. I'm sorry. Also, like, this happened to like another thing too, like, so the thing about my high school is there's like offices, right? And I had a note to go to the main office. Well, I don't know which one's the main office. I don't know what we classified as a main office. So I went into like this office looking place and I said, hey, I have this piece of paper, so told me to come to the main office. They're like, well, you're at the wrong spot. Like, it's not here. It's like this older lady too. I'm like, okay, well, where is it? Like, I'm like, okay. Well, I don't even think I asked where is it. I think I was just like, this was introverted owly back then. That was like, okay, bye, you know. So I left and I went to a place that I was like, okay, well, maybe this is the office, or maybe they did point it out to me. I can't quite remember. It was a long time ago. And I went there and I was like, hey, I got this note. And they're like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. And I'm like, this place did not look like an office to me. Like, I wouldn't expect this to be the main office. The other place that I went to looked like the office than this place, so I don't know why they were mad at me. Like, come on, I'm just a kid. I'm literally just a kid. And they were like yelling at me for like being at the wrong spot. I'm like, I'm sorry? Like, I don't know why you're so mean to me. You work, and also like you work at a school too. I can't imagine like working at a school and you hate children. Like, that's the majority of your job, and you're gonna be surrounded by the thing that you hate. I'll never understand it. Still beefing with school staff is crazy. I'm always beefing with people. I wonder where they are now. They're definitely not working there anymore. I can probably I have a feeling that they don't work there anymore. But who knows? Have you guys ever had like really like bad teachers? I think one teacher that I had like we like changed teachers for some reason when I hit like the 5th grade. And this art teacher was like so mean, and I don't know why. Like art used to be like my favorite class, and then we changed teachers. And I don't know what was up with her, but I don't know. I would be like coloring, or we had like an assignment to do something. She's like, okay, experiment with colors or whatever. And then, so I'm playing around with the colors, blah, blah, blah. I think she must have said something while I was coloring. And then she looks at me and she's like, stand up. Like, look around. What are your other peers doing? And I stand up, I look around, I'm like, oh, well, they're working on something else. And then they're like, okay, now do what they're doing. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I felt really bad because she called me out in front of the class. And luckily, like, one of my classmates looked at me and they're like, it's okay. She does that to everybody. I was like, okay, thanks. You know. But, and then, like, at the end of the class, you know, I'm whistling because it's really funny. I just recently learned how to whistle in the 5th grade. So I'm like, you know, like whistling. Just, like, doing my thing. And then I hear from the front of the class, like, who is whistling? And then I was like, okay. I guess you hate joy. Had a male coach got into the girls' locker room while they're... Bruh, that's a crime. That's not even like... That's actual crime. Please tell me that person got fired. Cause that's not even like quote bad teacher. That's a crime. Committing a crime. Like bad teacher, I mean like they're unnecessarily mean for like no reason. That was my 5th grade art teacher. It's so funny because my sister went to the same school. You know, we were mind you, like they were like elementary, they were like in I think like kindergarten. They were in kindergarten. And I would tell, like, my sister, like, oh, yeah, the art teacher did this and this. They're like, oh, well, the art teacher's so nice to us. And I was like, are you kidding me? Art teacher is ageist because they're mean to the older kids, but not to, like, the kindergartners? Like, what the heck? And that kind of ruined art class for me. I hated art class after that. I think like once I got to middle school, like art class wasn't a requirement. Like for some reason elementary school it was a required thing. So you had like music class on Monday, gym class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, art class on Wednesday, and then it was library on Friday. So like everyone got to library meant like we went to the library and then there would be a teacher that would read a story to us, and then we got to roam around the library. It was a very small library, so there wasn't much to do. But that's how it was back then. And then by like middle school, it was like whatever. And then high school, you got to pick like electives. So I mostly picked like music because I actually, you know what? Freshman and sophomore year, I didn't pick any electives really. It was like I think like junior year maybe that I picked music because my stepdad was really against me not doing chorus for some reason. He was like, oh, like, why is chorus an elective you can get credits on? It's like, it's gonna be a waste of your time. Like, it's not part of really your education or whatever. So that's what like stopped me from doing chorus from, because I remember being a freshman and I saw like the chorus and I was like, oh, I want to do that, right? And then told my stepdad, he's like, oh, you don't want to take those classes, it's not gonna help you at all or whatever. So then I didn't take those classes freshman year. And then by the time I was a junior, I was like, I don't need to tell my stepdad everything I do. So I'm just gonna sign up for the chorus for women's choir. And you know what? I did it. I signed up for women's choir and I had a lot of fun in it. Not my tempo. Are you dragging or speeding? Speeding? What? Speeding or dragging? Nani? What does that mean? Also, what is that Santa emote? Santa Claus is not Santa yet. I don't get the reference. No! No! I'm out of tune. Get it? Out of tune. Shaking my head, I don't get the reference. No. No. How dare I? But yeah, I joined chorus for junior year. And then you know what's funny? The high school was like, we're gonna get rid of choir. And I was like, are you kidding me? So so we all got to, so the music I guess the music people of my school, we got together and we're like, save chorus, don't get rid of chorus. And it's so annoying because what happened was, they're like, okay, you guys can have chorus, but it's gonna be after school. I'm like, are you serious? So my senior year was just staying after school literally all the time. And we would have like one day without chorus, because it's just how my school worked. There'd be one day with no chorus, so we had to go home early. Like, you get to go home on the normal bus. But being me, like I said, I like staying after school, so it didn't really make a difference. And we had this thing called the late bus. You can get on the late bus, but the late bus doesn't bring you all the way home, so I didn't really like the late bus. Luckily, by senior year, actually, I had my own car, so I didn't have to worry about that. It was great. I had my own car, so actually going home after school wasn't too bad. It's from the movie Whiplash. I never watched Whiplash. What is that movie? I've been wanting to like watch more movies, cause I guess, you know, never got around to watching the movies. Oh! So it's a movie about, like, let's see, about a drummer? Whiplash movie. Let's see. I just want to see what it says. What it's about. I'll just read it for the people that are here, cause I don't want. It's gonna be like me silently looking down at my phone. But I'll read it out loud. Andrew Nyman is an ambitious young jazz drummer in pursuit of rising to the top of his elite music conservatory. Terrence Fletcher is an instructor known for his terrifying teaching methods. Discovers Andrew and transfers the aspiring drummer into the top jazz ensemble, forever changing the young man's life. But Andrew's passion to achieve perfection quickly spirals into obsession as his ruthless teacher pushes him to the brink of his ability and his sanity. Oh, that's cool. You know, the funny thing is I want to learn the drums actually. So maybe if I watch this, I'll gain some knowledge about drumming. Because I have no tempo, so a part of me is like, oh, if I'm bad at something, maybe I'll do something that involves the thing that I'm bad at. I'll get better at. So if I have no rhythm, eventually, like if I play the drums, I would get rhythm, right? That's how it works, right? The problem with drums, though, is that they take up a lot of space. So I actually, funny enough, I have a coworker that's like a drummer, and I was like, they were about to set me up with like a cheap drum set. Cheap as in like, cheap is around like $400, which is still a lot, but it's better than like, I don't know, like $1,000 to $2,000 for a drum set. So better than nothing, but I don't even know where to put it. And plus, like, I would need to practice it, and I know that would bother the people where I live. So I don't know. I could get like electronic ones, but it's not the same. It's not the same. That's why I'm like, I would be so cool if I could remake my room bigger and then have like a little drum area. Oh my god, my dream. My dream would be have a big room, because all my life I've been in smallish rooms. That's a little bit of a lie. I kind of had a big room at the second house I lived at, but like I couldn't make a lot of noise. So like the second house I lived at, I wanted to be a streamer, right? But unfortunately, like, I lived in an old neighborhood, so everyone slept around like 9 p.m. And then this is the time I usually stream, around 8 p.m. to like 12. That's streaming time for me. So shake my head, wasn't orchestra and no whiplash. Waiting for the cover of Honey Bun by you know Miles. Ew, wanted to be a streamer. I know, I'm disgusting. I actually wanted to be a content creator. Like, I wasn't... Like, streaming was something I kind of knew about, but I didn't really know how to work OBS or anything like that. It was more for... At the time, like, I wanted to make, like, long-form content, you know, like what Markiplier or Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie did back then, where they made a video, they edited, and then they sent it out. That's what I wanted to do initially. And then I was like, I could stream, but my laptop is poo-poo. So, it wasn't until... it wasn't until maybe 2-3 years. I'm like, I'll finally do streaming. I'll finally do it. Bro, you're 20 years too late. No, I'm too late. I'm always late on the jump. I know long-form content's dying. Everyone's streaming now. I still enjoy long-form content though. I still like watching edited videos of people playing games, you know. I'm thinking about doing that for like some of the stuff I do. Like I wanted to like edit my game of Exit 8. But the thing is, like, I hate the overlay that I chose to play when I did that, so walkthroughs a thing of the past now. Hey, I mean, I look at a walkthrough if I'm stuck on something, you know? I'm like, what is it? A mouth-washing walkthrough. How do I solve this puzzle? Yeah, so what are we talking about? We were all over the place. But I think I'm gonna learn the drums. I think, like, soonish, hopefully. Because it's always something I wanted to do. And you know what? You know what sucks? I'll tell you what sucks is that I was offered, like, a free drum kit by a neighbor. And then for some reason, I I never got myself to do the drums, and then they took it back. I was like, you can't take back something you gave to me. Why? I was like, oh well. So they took it back because my stepdad noticed. He was like, I got you this drum set. Why you not playing? I was like, because I'm nervous and you're here and I want to play when no one else is around. I don't know, because I live with like, you know, like the thing is like doing stuff with your family, they always like poke fun at you. And so I didn't want them to hear me play the drums badly, so that was a fear that kept me back. And you know what? You should not let fear get to what you want to do, which I'm learning to get better at. Like right now streaming. I'm talking really loud to myself, well, and to Grand Gum. And you know, to an audience. You know, back then I would never thought to talk to people on the internet. But here we are. Same thing with like, I need to get better at it. They bish crazy from me outside. And like, what are you talking to yourself? Oh, these kids, they talking to themselves to the computer now. I think it's like the people in my house, they think like I'm talking to like my friends, and you guys are like my friends, you know, but they actually think like I'm going back and forth, you know. It's so funny, but yeah, I don't tell people I stream unless they're like, oh, I'm also a VTuber, and I'm like, oh, I'm a VTuber too. You wanna like exchange info? Oh my god, a VTuber IRL. Ah, Dorito. Yum yum yum. Are you a Cool Ranch Dorito or a nacho cheese Dorito guy? Because I'm a Cool Ranch person. Let me see if we can lower it. I can't lower that. Can I lower this? No. Let's see. Did I put the tags in right? I did put the tags in right. That should be okay. No, take that out. Okay, I put Whiplash on my watch list. Dang, getting that neck working go away. Not really. Not really. I'm hoping like I want to go to Offkai Expo. Like I'm trying to see like the logistics of me going to Offkai. Cause I really want to go. But it's so far from me. It's on the West Coast. But I think we're having an East Coast VTuber convention like next year. Hopefully that becomes real. Hopefully like there's no, I don't know if you guys heard, apparently there's VTuber drama. I don't know anything about it. Ego texted me about it. They're like, did you hear about this drama? I was like, no. No, with a question mark. I was like, no, what's happening? What did Ego tell me? Somebody named, let's see, Chilla, aka Chilla TTV, aka Bunny Alisu. I haven't read like the thing is like I was about to say sweet. Ego like texted me like links, and I was like, okay, well, I'll look at them later. I don't really want to look at VTuber drama. There's way too much drama in this community. It's crazy. I'll have to. I'm hoping to have the. Does anyone like watch Muujin? He always like covers VTuber drama. I'm like, I'll wait till the Muujin video comes out, cause he'll explain it well to me. He'll explain it to me like if I'm baby, and I'll be like, I'm baby, please explain this VTuber drama to me. I don't know anything. Is that a cup of ramen? Also, I'm gonna put the hydrate command because I need to get some water. I don't know why my front of my head hurts. I'm remembering all that high school drama. Yeah. I don't know. Too much drama. I don't want drama. I want like drama free. Okay. So, I'm going to quickly I need to quickly do my laundry. So I have clothes to wear tomorrow. So I'm just gonna put you guys in the BRB, and then when I come back, we're gonna start playing the game. Shaking my head? Why? I need to do my laundry. I need to wear clothes. I need to wear clothes. I always do it on a Friday, because that's when all my clothes are dirty. Slacking. I'm not slacking. I just need to get dry. I see. I did it beforehand. It's just they need to get dry. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. Oh wow, I'm very small. Oh, what the heck? Can I not move myself? Oh, that's a group fugi. Why do I have the group fugi on? Turn that off. Oh, because Sweet was here last time. Actually, I don't know if I should keep myself this way. Let's just move myself up a little bit. Like this much. And then we're gonna have, let's see here. Okay. Oh, it's blurred. Always gotta blur it just in case. You never know. Okay, so we're gonna be playing Memento Solis. It is an indie fan-made game about one of the VTubers in Holostar's Ian Armis unit. His name's Octavio, and he is a maestro of the unit, and his fans are named the Poppets. So the Poppets came together and came together and made this game. And actually, I met one of the people that helped make this game. They're like, yeah, I don't exactly know what they did, but they're like, yeah, we're you know, it's funny, they're like, top secret, don't say anything, but we're working on a Octavio game. I was like, oh, okay, I'll keep it a secret, I won't tell. And then it came out, I was like, yeah, let's go. And apparently this game's like 2-3 hours, so it's like a good chunk of a game, you know, especially being like fan made too. Like a whole group of people came together to make this, so I'm excited. Also thank you Grand Gum for telling me. I gotta remember to do that because I keep forgetting. But first I'm going to see if actually we can watch the trailer so everyone can get a taste of what's gonna happen. So let's see if I can get display capture up on here, and we'll watch the trailer. Spoilers. Trailers don't have spoilers, but now these days they kind of do. So it's a visual novel too. I should also say that. So I have to do some voice acting. Oh my god, it's a puppet. And the art looks so good. Gold heart? Oh my god. Ah! My ears! October! I won't turn that off. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know what it's about. Let's look at the story real quick. Here's a quote. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my greatest honor to present to you my newest puppet. In a story inspired by the lore surrounding Octavio's puppets, players will explore a rundown hospital to retrieve something taken from Octavio by a mysterious doctor with a vendetta, and perhaps uncover things best left forgotten along the way. This investigation visual novel was made using Renply? I don't really know what that means. Yeah. Let's see. Did the actual VTuber VC the game? No. So this was made by the fans to surprise him. Yo, he got kidnapped by a crazy fan. I think he got kidnapped by some other fans. Yeah. Mysterious doctor. Probably like someone jealous of him in the story. But I'm looking at the art right now. It looks so good. Looks so good. Let's see here. So I guess we're gonna have to save Octavio from a hospital. I also heard this is a very good standalone game. So we'll see how much I need to explain for those that don't know much of the lore. It's gonna go all over Octavio drama. The drama. Let's see here. Game capture not on because I don't have game on no more. I hit the turn it off to go to the game. Let's see here. Okay. Man, I'm gonna do so bad at voice acting. Octavio, because he's got such a distinct voice. Alright, let me know if you can hear that. And let me know, am I louder than the music, or is the music a good amount? When I played A Way Out, I realized I'm louder than the game. And I'm like, oh, you can't hear the game at all. Maybe I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. I don't know how loud it's gonna be. Also, fair warning, this game has flashing lights. The Memento Solis. Made by the Poppets and by that person I met that told me they were making this game. I'm so excited to play it. So let's should probably pin that. Game contains flashing lights. I think that's what it said too. Yeah. And then pin. There we go. Alright. Without further ado, let's play the game. Oh, here we go. Content warning. This game contains sequences of flashing, flickering lights. I didn't read it in time! I was too slow! There's too many words to read in that amount of time. Just know that it has flashing lights. Octavio's puppet show's about to start at any minute. Also, like, Octavio has this intro song. Please don't copyright me for that, Octavio, please. Oh, that's us? We're so cute. You stand in the wings of the ramshackle theater, peering through the red curtains. You can hear the crowds whisper. Some are excited, some seemingly wary. There are a few new faces among them. A sight of them all makes your knees shake. You don't feel like you're in tip-top shape to perform right now. You had figured that this feeling would simply leave on its own, but it's lingering. You find yourself lost in your thoughts so much that you don't notice... Oh god, here we go. How do I... haha! I gotta tune myself into Octavio. Are you alright? That doesn't sound like Octavio! Ah! You nearly jump out of your skin at Octavio's sudden presence beside you. He laughs at you as you almost stumble onto the stage instead of him. Kneeling down at your height, he pats your head. Head pats. Are you nervous for your first show? You nod, meeting his eyes as you fiddle with your fingers. You don't think it was that obvious. Well, don't be. You're one of my puppets, remember? Made and molded from my skilled hands as well as strung to my melody. You'll do just fine, little one, just like all the others. You chitter, not finding it in yourself to believe him. This is your first time being on stage. What if you mess up a step or trip? That would be a disaster. If you mess up, you probably never perform with Octavio again. He's giving you such an important task, you can't afford to... Oh, he's getting closer. You feel a light flick on your forehead. You look up confused. Hey, I can feel you overthinking, you know, listen up. Your eyes follow his finger as he pokes your torso. I gave you this gold heart for a reason. You trust me, don't you? You give him a small nod. Then believe me when I say that you got this. You're brave, Poppet, okay? He gives you a smile. You can't help but smile back. You feel yourself relaxing in his gaze, swaying all your worries and doubts vanish in an instant. It reminds you of the day you first met him. Go! I can't read. Ah! Also, this is a good place for me to be at, right? I'm not blocking any text. It's perfect. Perfect. You remember the light that blinded you when you woke up? His grin of satisfaction during the night of your creation. You were confused. You didn't know where or who you were, but he looked at you as though the two of you had worked together for ages. You can't help but wonder if a stagehand yell snaps the both of you back into the present. There's still a show to do after all. You can't start without the maestro himself. Well, that's my cue. He stands up straight and turns to you, flashing one last smile. Break a leg, alright? I'll see you on stage. You watch him fix his coat, take a deep breath before stepping towards the center stage. The strings on his coat start to hum, readying the first notes of a song and giving him a slight glow. This art's so cute. Look at us in the corner. He cuts a striking silhouette as grand as the night you first met. You hold your breath as the stagehand counts down the seconds. It's showtime. Octavio's Grand Puppet Show. Is that like a gong right there? Interesting, interesting. The stage is kind of broken a little bit. There's a big hole. The puppet show begins. The curtain parts and you watch as the stage lights fall on Octavio. He gives the audience a bright smile before holding his hand up to start the music. You watch as he waves his hand and feels the other puppets run past you onto the stage just as he commands. You can hear the audience excitement from the wings erupting into applause as the show truly begins. It always amazes you how easy it is for him to perform so perfectly. Grand Gum! I'm just gonna keep reading. Of course, you know that Octavio must have come a long way to be this good. You don't know why, but you feel like you've also put lots of time into something worthwhile. You can feel your brain picking at itself, trying to remember why. You can feel it settle on a place somewhere far, a place where one wrong move could make the house of cards crumble. Somewhere beyond the first night you woke up. Huh. Wow! He's back! Thank you, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my greatest honor to present to you my newest puppet. Ah, it's your cue. Now, you mustn't judge a book by its cover. The hearts inside this puppet more than makes up for their size, similar to how even a mouse can stand up to a voracious lion. Everyone, please greet them with a round of applause. You dutifully walk over to the center of the stage. As everyone applauds, you wave eagerly to the audience, matching their smiles with a graceful bow. Then you straighten yourself and hold your hands up as though you're about to conduct an orchestra. Oh, just a little bit. I was wondering if it was like too loud or not. Last time was too low when I played my game. Put at 20 right here, maybe. Put it right there. How's that? Da, 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 da. Better. Okay. Construct an orchestra. In case you don't believe me, I'll show you Oh, just what I mean. Octavio clears his throat. Behold, with my baton, I will... The audience gasps as Octavio produces nothing but empty air from within his coat. Octavio only laughs as he looks around the stage. Oh my, where could I have placed it? Does anyone know? The audience murmurs quietly, some craning their heads to try and spot the baton themselves. The rest of the puppets look around inquisitively too, pretending that they don't know where it is. But you all do. Ah, up there! Octavio points to the very top of the set. Your gaze follows his finger where you see it dangling in front of the immense moon backdrop. His baton held up by a string. Oh, that's a moon? I thought like a gong. Bro rage baited the crowd. Yeah, he tends to rage bait. Also, why did my headphones turn off? What the helly? Oh, there we go. Oh no, my computer! I don't know what happened, but my computer just suddenly lost Bluetooth. Held up by a string. Well, since my new puppet is the star of the show here, Octavio turns to the audience, motioning to you enthusiastically. They will climb up there and get my baton themselves. He gestures to the loose path created by the rest of the set, along with a neat lattice of his strings crisscrossing between them. You take a few seconds to catch your breath to calm your nervous heart. You practice and rehearse this performance countless times, but even so, the idea of finally doing it is seriously weighs heavily on you. As you clamber your way up to the set, you're cautious with each step and hold on the stage's bound materials. You can hear Octavio's voice from below, giving a running commentary you think you recognize from rehearsal. Look at them go! They're doing very well, aren't they? I'm not even using my strings. Which means, if they were to fall, they'd be in deep trouble indeed. Oh, I mean, I blocked Octavio. Wait, maybe I should move. No, but then I'd be blocking the puppet. I don't know where to be. Hold on. Can I move myself? I'll be over here, guys. I'll be like this. Just become Octavio. No, Octavio is their own guy. I'll be the puppet that's in this corner over here. But that feeling quickly vanishes when you reach the part of your performance where you failed the most. The baton dangles before you, almost as if it's egging you on. Is it just you, or is it closer than usual? Maybe you can do this without jumping for it. You shuffle closer, cling onto the set for support, while one of your hands reach for the baton. Swipe! You almost had it! Another swipe! Damn, now it's further away! Okay, this time you've got it. See, look, I'm the puppet. You hear the slightest crack. As you brace for your leap, the set piece supporting you suddenly lurches, and you slip. And you feel the wind whipping your face as the crowd gasps, watching with bated breath as you plummet towards the ground. But the sudden impact you're expecting never comes. Instead of the hard stage, you feel your body collide with a warm gloved hand. Octavia's smiling face above you as you sit up. Just as you're about to apologize, you feel something long and thin land softly on your lap. You look down. Ah! It's the baton! They're so cute! We're a lot smaller than I thought. So cute! We're holding on to it. You look back up at Octavio, confused as to how it even fell when you didn't manage to grab it in time. Not missing a beat, Octavio promptly smiles and takes his baton from your lap. Ah, they are! Ah! So cute! Wow, we're so small! Ah, I want to pat it! It's so round! Ah, look at this tiny arm! It's so cute. I can't. I need this like in a desktop background. Damn, whoever did this art, good job. I'll give Octavio a head pat. Okay. He only gives you a brief conspiratorial wink before turning to the audience with his baton in one hand and you in the other. Let's give it up for my brave Poppet for retrieving my baton unscathed, everybody. He presents you to the applauding audience, and you quickly break away from your momentary stupor. You stand and bow gracefully to the audience like that was the plan all along. Oh, improv. We're good at improv. Octavio puts you down for a long round of claps, and you scurry back into the wing, proud of yourself for a job well done, and not entirely fumble, you think. You watch the rest of the show from the wings. You've seen this song and dance many times over, and yet it never gets old. You believe that you can do the whole spectacle with your eyes closed, though your precision may only go so far. Before you know it, the show's over. The other puppets file off the stage as Octavio bids the audience farewell. The applause continues even as the curtains draw to a close. He turns to you and the other puppets with a smile. Congratulations on a job well done, everyone. Make sure to pack up all the props first before getting the set pieces. We wouldn't want another ripped seam, should we? Would we? Oh, was that... No, was the ripped seam the stage? Or... I don't think that's what he means. Should just say 6'7" or chicken jockey. The crowd will go crazy. Hey guys, 6'7", 6'7". Oh, I don't know if you guys seen that TikTok where it's like a crowd of like young, like a young audience, you know, around the ages of, let's say 6, 7, you know, like, like under, let's just say under 10 years old. And I guess someone mentioned like 6, 7, and like the whole, every kid went crazy. It's like a crazy video. But if you think about back then, like when we were kids, there was like probably a dumb meme that we all just did and everyone was so tired of us. Another rip scene. Okay, Octavio, we'll pack the set. Everyone gets to work filling the backstage area with shuffling footsteps and cheerful chitters. A few gather the smallest props and put them away, while most of them busy themselves with folding the costumes and cleaning up after everyone else. I would love to see a bunch of Poppets just cleaning. That has to be the cutest thing ever. Like just an army of them doing all this. You look around and decide to help out with the cleaning. Octavio holds you back before you can take another step. You wonder for a moment if you're about to get scolded for literally slipping up your part of the show, but instead he scoops you up and sits you on his shoulder. You were great out there. I knew you could do it. And the crowd loved you, by the way. Be a little proud. You looked at him with confusion. You clearly remember failing to grab the baton and think it was sheer luck that it fell on your lap. Octavio waves you off. But you were close enough. And that wasn't luck. That was theater magic, Poppet. I let my strings drop it as you fell. You couldn't have gotten it if the set didn't break. I should triple check everything beforehand next time. And besides, he gives you a light tap. You didn't think I'd let you fall in front of everyone, did you? Like a bridge, my strings go both ways. I know you've got me. He taps your chest. And I've got you, okay? He stares at his finger. You stare at his finger for a moment before looking up at him and nodding. When he smiles, you hope he knows that you're smiling back just as brightly towards him. The other puppets are gonna get jealous. Yeah, don't let them see. They're gonna be like, why do they get special treatment? What about me? Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. It's that season, it's cold season. Okay. Where are we? Your conversation comes to an end just in time for a station footsteps to reach your ears. They're probably here to tell Octavio that everything used in the performance is already taken care of. Almost forgot about the others. Octavio sighs as he scoops you into his hand and tucks you into his coat. It's a tight fit, but at least it's comfy. It certainly beats being crammed into a scuffet jar back home. Come along. We shouldn't— What? Wait, whoa, I didn't even read that! What? What? Oh no! A sudden impact lurch— A sudden impact! Octavio lurches, pain flashing across his face above you before you feel him fall forward. A body slacken against you. The back of your head hits the floor harshly, making your vision swim even in the darkness inside the coat. You can feel Octavio's string loosen their attachment as your world tilts on its axis, slipping further and further away. It isn't long before you lose consciousness. Oh. Huh? Why is it gooping? Why is it goopy? Where softness? Fabric? Information greets you as you test your surroundings. Dull, nonsensical images float through your mind. Of course you are with the maestro, tucked safely into his— Maestro? Memory surges into your mind along with the horrific realization. Instead of feeling the comforting presence of his chest, you feel what could only be the hard ground through the coat's pockets. Octavio is gone. With a panicked squeak, you poke your head free from the coat pocket. Panicked squeak, I imagine. Is that panicked? I don't even know what a panicked squeak sounds like. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no, why is this suddenly a horror game? I don't like this. We're like in a morgue. For a moment you think that you are still in the coat, but flickering shadows and a strange buzzing proves otherwise. Oh no! Ah, it's flickering! Your attention is drawn to rows of freezers lining the far wall, and for a moment you wonder if you have been brought back to Octavio's puppet theater. No, it can't be. He would never let it get this filthy. That just makes you panic even more. Why are you still here all alone in such a foreboding and nasty place? It's Morgan time. Oh god, it's Morgan time. Was Octavio secretly upset that you have failed your routine? Or had he gotten hurt? We're shaking! We're shaking, can you see it? We're shaking. Oh no! Maybe I will go back over here. I can't decide where to go. Woo! Is this entertaining for you? We'll see if Octavio shows up again. But I'll be over here, guys. I'll be over here. His presence through the strings feels strange. You realize you need to find him. You must find him. Your head whips around the room looking for any glimpse of— You see him. He's there. He's here. Oh no. It took his cape. It took his very beautiful cape. He's in a chair close to you, restrained by thick ropes. His eyes are closed, head poorly limbed. It is as you feared. You move faster than you ever had before, darting out of the coat and towards the maestro. You clamber up his leg, his torso, his arm, until finally you perch on atop his shoulder. Your fear ebbs slightly when soft breath tickles your ear. He is alive. Now he just needs to be awake so you can both find a way to leave. You cheater. Like, beep, 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 beep. I don't— what do pups— if they squeak, I'm like, no response. You let out a noise akin to a muffled shout. I'd be like, Still no response. You raise all 6 of your arms and start rapidly poking Octavio in the face. It's like One Punch Man. Or, I don't know, like JoJo. Oh, he's awake now. His nose scrunches up and a low sigh escapes him. His eyes open, blinking barely before focusing on you. Blurry. I think it's blurringly. Blurringly? I don't even know what I just read. I've heard about what's been happening with One Punch Man. That's so sad. I'll have to, when I have another Zatsu, we'll talk a little bit more about that, but Annoyance, he told you all several times before that you were supposed to sleep in the workshop. His bedroom is off limits. I really love the art here. I like how they have like different artists do different scenes. But look at us. We're like, wake up! We gotta get out of here! The back of your head suddenly starts throbbing as if in pain. The both of you wince. Sudden clarity, remembrance, the unpleasant sensation of being watched far too closely. You shouldn't stare into the abyss, Poppet, especially when someone is watching. You recoil as if you've been electrocuted. The curtain is lowered. The maestro has ascended to the spotlight. Octavio, in his entirety, has walked backstage, out of sight of curious Poppets. Don't fret. It'd be foolish to punish you for something you had no intention of doing. And more importantly, the ropes creak as Octavio tries to move from the chair and promptly finds it impossible. He frowns. This is certainly new and a problem. It brings you the slightest bit of relief that you haven't upset Octavio, but relief alone won't free him from his current predicament, nor can you in this state. You're right, Poppet. As much as I like to enjoy the novelty of being kidnapped, my neck is starting to get stiff. I can feel my baton close by, so that means it's probably still in my coat. He smiles brightly at you, in the way he does right before he asks you to do something. Can you fetch it for me? I'm a little indisposed at the moment. Eager to go home, you clumsily climb off the maestro, almost slipping before you ultimately make it safe to the ground. You need some milk. Bruh. Man, I want milk. You pause for a moment and think you had not felt the baton while in his coat pocket, so it should be in the other one. You rush towards the quote, throwing the fabric over and plunging all 6 of your hands into the pocket in desperate search of the baton. And yet, for all your searching, when you pull your hands free, you only have Octavio's wallet and a handful of lint to show for it. You chitter distressed. Of course it isn't here. That would be too easy. His eyes close for a moment before reopening. I suppose I was right in a fashion. It is close by, in that it is somewhere in this building. Octavio cocks his head, nose twitching. Formaldehyde. Well, that's comforting. A hospital, then. Which would make this its morgue. He clicks his tongue, like... I don't recognize this particular one, though. A look you don't recognize crosses his face and leaves just as swiftly as it appeared. But for a moment, you swear you only feel something akin to nervousness through the strings. No. That can't be correct. Octavio doesn't fear anything. Does he? Now worried yourself, you deliberately chirp at him in an attempt to get his attention. Chirp. Like, ee! It doesn't squeak again. I can't chirp. The likelihood is so low, and yet it would... He turns to look at you and gives you a wan smile. It's nothing, Poppet. Just thinking out loud. He sighs dramatically, as if he was entertaining an unseen audience. Well, it seems we will have to wait here until our captors decide to come for us. Unless... He deliberately motions his head towards the wall. From across him, your gaze follows. It is clear that what he is gesturing at are the double doors leading outside. You tilt your head, trying to piece together what he means. Surely they would be locked, and even if they weren't, there's no way you could reach the handles without the baton. Then you spot it, a tiny hole at the bottom where the lower corners of the door would have worn down by use. I wish I didn't have to ask this of you, Poppet, but I'm left with no other choice. I need you to leave this room and find my baton in my stead. A moment passes as what he asks sinks into your head. Your reply is to squeal in terror. Eee! Eee! That's me, squealing in terror. Eee! At the prospect. Shh, it's okay. You're small enough that no one will notice you if you're careful. Oh, our tears! Oh my goodness, they're black. You whine in protest. Not out of stubbornness, but out of fear. The curtain is lifted ever so slightly. Warmth that does not belong to you flows into your heart. You must be brave, Poppet. I know you're scared, but I'll be with you. You feel something very deliberately poke your arm, though you see nothing there. Octavio winks at you. See? His words echo in your head. It will be as if I'm right by your side. The knot in your chest loosens, only to get tangled once more when you see his face turn stern. I can guide you to the baton, but you have to promise me you won't linger. I don't know who brought us here and what they want, but I'm not asking you to find out. He pauses briefly. I'll hand everything once you retrieve my baton, Poppet, I assure you. I'll handle everything once you retrieve my baton, Poppet, I assure you. The unreadable expression is back on his face, and the maestro has withdrawn his feelings from the strings. It is clear that there is nothing more to be done in this room. You give him a tiny nod and look at the door. Lights filter through the gap, both inviting and foreboding. You take a step and pause, nerves clawing up your stitched spine. You turn your head to look at Octavio in an attempt to calm yourself. Tied up and shrouded in flickering light and shadow, he gives you a small nod, but says nothing. You must be brave. You must be brave. You approach the gap, place your hand on the door, and slip through. Mercifully, the outside room is not as scary as you have feared it to be. It's just that a room. It's darker than the morgue, however, to the point it takes you a moment to notice the flight of stairs right in front of you. Your ears droop. Stairs, of course, of all things, it had to be stairs. You have never liked climbing them, but there's no other option at the moment. Stairs, I know, my enemy too. Oh my goodness, that's so scary! Oh no, there's like blood or dirt on the walls. Oh man. After some time and quite a bit of difficulty, you manage to ascend the staircase. Oh look, I'm Octavio now. Poppet, what is going on? You hope you can somehow convey the idea of horribly tall stairs through your mind. Ah, that explains why you feel so winded. You could hear him hum to himself. I will remind you, Poppet, that as much as I like to, I can see through your eyes. Our minds are connected through the strings, but not our senses. Then how will he be able to help you? Pretend that you're painting a picture, but instead of paint, it's what you see. The canvas is made of your thoughts. Does that make sense? You think for a moment before agreeing. That's great. Now, what do you see, Poppet? You focus on what is in front of you, taking in as much detail as you can with the ever-present gloom and hope that Octavio can parse it. You're in a hallway. Doors line the walls, each leading into its own room. A gurney rests under a nameplate, bathed in sickly light by which appears to be an exit sign at the far end of the corridor. I knew this was a hospital. The condition here is somewhat even worse than in the morgue. Even in the dim light, you can see the strange stain upon the floor and even the walls, almost reaching the ceiling. Got sent to the back rooms, for real. We're in the back rooms, man. You wonder what happened here. Poppet, can you get closer to one of those stains? I need to be sure of something. You walk forward. You probably step on something slippery and almost fall flat on your face. Thankfully, your training of the for the puppet show kicks in and you recover your balance. Sunrise Center for Specialized Plaintive Care. Aria Salvador, Chief Medical Officer. I like that it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9, 0, 1. So it's almost like so close to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You huff in annoyance and glare at the culprits. A thin piece of plastic and a crumpled sheet of paper. You pick them up, focusing first on what you see is an ID card. The old ID card. Its edge is worn down. The surface yellowed with age. On the left is a picture of a woman, her hair pulled into a neat bun. A few strands framing her face, and clear glasses sit lightly on her nose. Her expression is composed, eyes filled with determination. There's a subtle quirk at the corner of her lips, somehow something knowing. She looks like someone who observes everything and misses nothing. Above the photo, embossed text contrasts against a faded background. You trace your little finger over the raised lettering. Sunrise Center for Specialized Palliative Care. Just beneath, in larger font, is the name Dr. Aria Salvador. Below her title is clearly marked Chief Medical Officer. Dr. Aria Salvador? You toss the ID card to the side and carefully unfold the paper. Oh, you know what this is. A show pamphlet, one you recognize. Its edges are torn, corners softened by time and handling. You try to smooth it as carefully as you can, bright colors peeking through the wrinkles. Against a lavish backdrop featuring the full moon, the maestro stands at the center of the stage beneath the spotlight, his baton raised in a familiar, welcoming pose. At his feet, 2 puppets sit obediently, bright and curious eyes turned towards the viewer, waiting for the show to begin. Dark curtains decorate the side of the stage. Above them, Octavio's puppet show gleams in curling gold letters. You turn the pamphlet over. Scrawled across the back in tight, narrow handwriting, pressed sharply against the paper, is a single line. This has gone far enough. The writing is precise, controlled. The letters narrowed and pressed close together. Written in a rush by a hand too tense to relax. They crowd the line, leaving barely any space to breathe. You drop the poster, hands shaking. You do not know exactly what the phrase means, but the intention is clear. An unsatisfied customer, Poppet. Nothing more, nothing less. You aren't sure an unsatisfied customer would say something like that, but before you can protest any further, Octavio abruptly shuts you down. I told you not to linger. And what are you doing? Lingering. The baton is clearly not here, and you need to move on before someone comes in. He's right. You know he's right. And that every second you spend here is more fraught with danger than the last, but his manner makes you uneasy. He's not usually this cold. End of Act 1. Remember, Puppet, just keep focusing on finding my baton. Sus imposter. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's not a real Octavio. Remember, Puppet, just keep focused on finding my baton. The faster you can find it, the sooner we can leave this place. With Octavio's reminders echoing in your head, you creep down the hospital hallway. Oh my... my eyes! The quiet feels unnerving, the light flickering fluorescent tubes above offering you a little comfort. Shadows and silhouettes dance in the corner of your eye, making you believe you are not alone. Wait, did something just groan? You don't want to stick around to find out, so you hurry... Wait, why did the music stopped? Oh no. You don't want to stick around to find out, so you're hurrying near, tripping over the cracked tiles. Oh, here we go, the music's back. I was like, it's so quiet. Why? At the end of the hallway, you find an open space with what looks like to be an office. A tall counter surrounds several desks, with medical and office supplies scattered around. Oh, it's a nurse's station, so this place is still operating despite the wear and tear. You chirp in agreement, wondering the same. Glancing around, you wonder if the baton is anywhere close by. I still can't feel it, but I suppose you ought to double check the place. Just keep it quick and be careful. The warning serves little to ease your worries. You step closer to the station and find large red lettering painted on the wall. Sunrise Center for Specialized Paint of Care? Is that the name of this place? As you move closer to inspect, you are startled by the sound of footsteps. Poppet, hide quickly. You don't look, you don't think, you simply obey, scrambling for the nearest hiding spot, a medical trolley just sitting outside the station. Ooh. Trembling, you skitter up onto the lower tray and hide behind boxes of medical supplies. Your fingers, your little figure sits still while you hold your breath, hoping the trolley contents provide you with enough cover. Hydrate, hydrate. Why didn't it work for you? Usually says, don't hydrate or dehydrate. Look at all those stuff on the medical thing. Probably because that's how I do it up. Yeah. Oh man, I gotta fix that. I want you guys to be able to do the commands too, you know. I'll have to fix it when stream's over. You wait for a while and thankfully no further footstep approach. That was too close. Whoever that was, it's lucky that they haven't noticed you yet, Poppet. Yet you sigh in relief, but you are still not out of danger. Your hollow eyes catch a sight of 3 people. One doctor reviewing folders by the filing cabinet, and 2 nurses whispering beside a large notice board. They look strangely ordinary. Certainly not the type of people you expect to be involved in a kidnapping, except... What is it, Poppet? You're tense. You chitter uneasily, eyeing their uniforms. Although they are relatively clean, you notice the rips and holes in the doctor's coat, and a mismatched patchwork repairs on the nurse's scrubs. Octavio huffs softly, seemingly amused. This place looks like it's one singular budget cut away from a closure. I give them points for still bothering with the uniforms at all. Only if they hadn't, you know, kidnapped us. But you're right. They really don't look like the type to be involved in any shady business. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. Octavio goes silent for a bit, sensing for the baton's presence once more. He sounds frustrated once he speaks up. Still nothing. Once the staff aren't looking, you should keep moving, Poppet. However, as you are about to get off the trolley, the hospital staff begins to shuffle around the station. Best to stay put for now. You hear the staff conversing in hushed tones. Their movements seem uneasy and nervous as they are wary of anyone listening in. Long night for you too, huh? Double shift, so yeah. About as long as it gets. It doesn't help that this place gets so damn creepy after dark. If you two have time to complain, why not use that time to check on our patients? We're already done with our rounds, Doctor. With so few impatients, what do you expect? I mean, you can't blame them if they don't want to be here. Look at this place. Almost everything here is on the brink of falling apart. Don't forget the somber atmosphere. I wouldn't want to stay here even though I was already on my deathbed. As much as I hate to say it, I agree. It truly breaks my heart to see our hospital come to this. If nothing changes, I wouldn't be surprised if Dr. Salvador's charity connections just pull the plug on us. Doctor, don't jinx it. Salvador. Your ears perk up at the mention of the doctor's name. It sounds so familiar. Oh! The ID card from before. Dr. Arya Salvador. Could it be the same person? There's no response from Octavio. You're about to ask him what he thinks when one of the nurses speaks up again. That reminds me. I heard something interesting from the night guard about the good doctor herself. Oh, what you got? Well, he claims that he saw the doctor bringing in a patient tonight, personally. The Dr. Salvador actually doing her job for once? I'll believe when I see it. That's not only the weird part. The guard said the patient came in all covered up. Like, you couldn't even see their face. Instead of bringing the patient to the ward, Dr. Salvador hustled the poor soul straight to the basement. The basement? Why there of all places? The guard asked, and she lashes out at him, all agitated, saying that he should just mind his own business. That sounds just about right for her. So, it's unusual, even by her standards. Look, at least it's a step closer to actual work than her being locked up in her office all day, with all those conspiracy theories. I know, right? She used to care about this place, about her patients, and now Dr. Salvador just lost in her own little world. She has changed, you're right, but considering, you know. Alright, I forgot all about that. You watch as pity washes over everyone's faces. The second nurse looks guiltily at the floor. Grieving is just another part of the job, I suppose, but still, those two used to be so close. And with the stress of her position, anyone would be taking it badly. You're right. You're right. It's not easy to just move on, especially after losing your own. All of a sudden, a haunting sound, a shrill as laughter, fractured as sobbing, echoes through the halls. The conversation is cut short as the staff glances up warily. The sound crests and crashes like a wave, cutting through your heart deeply. Listening to it hurts, and you feel frightened at the core the longer it continues. Seconds passes, minutes pass, and finally there's silence. Just as abruptly as the sound had come, so did it go. Slowly you peer out from the medical supplies to check on the hospital staff. No words are exchanged, but their faces say it all, a look of mutual silent unease. Just as you think everything has settled down, loud footsteps thunder down the hallway. Peering into the direction, you spot a disheveled-looking nurse rushing into the station. He looks distressed while addressing the staff. Doctor, there you are. New patient in emergency. Another corruption beast attack. Another one? That's the 4th time this week. It is. This one's severely injured with a laceration running across the chest. His family has given first aid, and he's still bleeding profusely. Please, doctor, we need you in the emergency ward. There aren't enough doctors down there. And we'll need all the help we can get. You two, go raid the north wing for supplies and meet me down there. 2? And leave the desk unattended? I can stay back. The last time no one was here, Dr. Salvador bit our heads. There's no time! I'll take responsibility if she makes an issue of this. You can return to your post once everything is settled. Alright, let's move. As you watch the doctors and nurse... You watch as the doctor and nurses spring into action, grabbing medical kits and charts from their desk. You squeeze yourself deep between the supplies as they rush around the station. Thankfully, they do not grab the trolley you are currently in. Bro, they look like the villain. They look like the villain of Pokemon game. Yeah, corruption beast. So, within the Hollow Stars EN lore, there are these monsters called corruption beasts, and they are kind of like these monsters that people don't really know where they come from. To be honest, I'm not the best person to explain it because I'm not quite sure what they are, other than they're just monsters that just live in this world and they feed on corruption and they are very dangerous, and yeah. The sound of footsteps slowly fade into the distance. Their voices grow soft and quiet until finally there's complete silence. Your head peeks out from the medical tray, glancing in every direction to make sure you are safe and alone. Finally, I thought they'd never leave. Come on, Poppet. Hopping off the trolley, you're so shaken after everything you have learned and witnessed. That harrowing sound still lingers in your ear. But despite that, you find yourself drawn to the mention of this Dr. Salvador. Why is that? Before you can dwell on those thoughts, a nagging voice cuts right through them. Poppet, we spent enough time here already. What are you standing around for? You're shuddering in response, recalling what you've learned so far. The nurse's story, the patient brought in under the cover of dark Dr. Salvador? It does seem like we have our culprit, which means she's likely also has my baton. Alright, Poppet, go find this Dr. Salvador. Just remember to be careful. There's an urgency in his voice, but also a hint of hesitation. You quietly wonder why, adding it to your growing list of questions. Seemingly sensing your uncertainty, Octavio chimes in once more. Poppet, remember why we're here and what it is that can get us out. Come on, go before these people return. Your gaze at where the hospital staff headed off to. No footsteps or voices hint at their return. Most likely they're still preoccupied in the emergency room. Octavio is insisting you move onward, but your gut is telling you that there might be something of note to be found here. Perhaps something more about what's being done with the baton, or why Octavio was kidnapped. Surely, it wouldn't hurt to have a quick look around, right? Oh! Whoa! I can actually click things now. Whoa! Filing cabinet. Ever since overhearing the hospital staff, you cannot shake off this feeling about Dr. Salvador. What you know so far is that she's a medical professional with unusual habits and is generally disliked by her staff. Holy gameplay, holy moly. Wow, I can click, I can be part of the story. What you know so far, she's a medical professional with unusual habits and is generally disliked by her staff. But how does this connect with Octavio? Why kidnap the puppeteer in the first place? You repeat these thoughts in your head, trying to make sense of the doctor's motives. Octavio, on the other hand, remains silent. Usually he would provide his input, but now it is like he's ignoring your questions. Well, if he's not going to respond, you might as well investigate it yourself. You continue to roam around the nurse's station until you find yourself in front of the filing cabinet. Aha! If there's information to be found, surely the filing cabinet would have it. You gaze up and identify the labels written beside the handles. Finances, equipment, patients, personnel. You reach the personnel drawer and tug at the handle. It budges. Good, at least it's not impossible to pull out. You huff and puff. Oh, you huff and you puff and you pull on the handle with all your might. After a few more attempts, the drawer pops open. However, you miscalculate the final pull and begin to fall backwards. Filling your arms does not break your fall as you land with a loud thud. Squeaking in pain, you cradle the back of your head and massage the forming bump. Squeaking in pain to be like... Oof. That sounded like it hurt. You good, Poppet? Good. Your vision full of stars. Police Octavio's voice is crisp and clear in your mind. Well, if you can still joke like that, then I suppose you're just fine. If only you could send your glares back to Octavio once your vision clears. You get back up and check on what you have pulled out. Beside the pulled drawer, a stack of bound papers catches your attention. It must have fallen from the drawer when you pulled it out. Treatment management guidelines for patients with record corruption. We gotta stop this Dr. Doofenshmirtz. For hospital reference only. Huh. The thing about like corruption beasts is that I think like other things can get corrupted too. It's very like, I'm not sure much about the lore of the corruption. Like people can get corrupted too. So maybe this is like a book of corrupted people, and I'm guessing right now maybe Dr. Salvador's family member has gotten corrupted, and maybe they think the baton can maybe fix them. Who knows? You reach for the item and begin inspecting it. You find a stack of worn pages in a state of disrepair, edges ripped and dirty, plastic binding chipped and cracked from the years of use. There's a crumbled, faded sticky note on the cover, which specifies the documents to be used in hospital reference only. It wouldn't hurt to take a quick peek, would it? The bottom corner in front of you reveals a document to be compiled by Arya Salvador, Chief Medical Officer. You recall the name from both the nurse's conversation and the ID card you found not too long ago. After a small struggle with the comparably large booklet before you, you managed to read the journal's title, Treatment and Management Guidelines for Patients with Records Corruption. You read the title twice over, sensing a thought just out of reach before the feeling vanishes. As you flip through the meticulously typed pages, you find details on the alignment complete with various symptoms and their respective treatments. Loose photographs between pages depict examples, showing up-close images of peeling skin and brittle blackened fingernails in full color. You only glance over the text, reminding yourself in the back of your mind of your purpose here. Still, a few short phrases catches your eye. Symptoms in patients at stage 2 may include deformation of limbs, blackening of veins, occasional paranoia. A few pages bear scribbled notes, some in jagged, hastily letters, and others in neater, rounder writings. Regardless, smudges, stains, and tears render the text mostly illegible. You spot the occasional hypothesis on the potential cure, but all are scratched or scribbled out, almost like others in the hospital were opposed to such a notion. From what you can understand, records corruption is viewed as a terminal illness. The hospital focused solely on relieving the physical and mentally suffering of its patients. You can't help but feel bad for both the ill and staff alike. Having to constantly be surrounded by such grim conditions can be easily... Nevertheless, you continue to flip through the journal, remembering your objective. As you near the last few pages, a section of highlighted text draws your attention. Regarding treatment, due to frequency of dangerous and unpredictable behavior at this stage of progression, stage 4 patients must immediately be transferred to the appropriate ward room. Treatment must only be administered by Dr. Salvador in conjunction with attending physician to ensure the safety of both patients and staff. You notice the words attending physician have been written in blocked marker over a typed name, but you cannot make out the original text. Failure to adhere the hospital procedure poses a risk to patients' well-being, while also exposing staff to the danger of contracting similar symptoms. You remember the nurse earlier, how they rushed to the patient's entire routine. It seemed that your initial impression of records corruption was an underestimation. You can take a moment to commend the staff for their professionalism, even in the rundown hospital, forgotten with the passage of time. I think for a moment, what a miracle it is that none of the staff seem to have fallen victim to the corruption. Octavio's voice snaps you back into reality. You close the journal before you get absorbed into its contents once again. So, these are the guidelines this hospital follows for treating patients with record corruption. Very detailed guidelines, but the further you read into it, the more these terms start to make sense. Although, isn't this supposed to be the first time you ever heard them? There's this strange sensation in your mind, like it's deja vu? You don't understand why it could be. Oh, are we somehow related to Dr. Salvador? Uh-oh, maybe Dr. Salvador mad at Octavio because Octavio took something from Dr. Salvador, and now Dr. Salvador's like, how dare you? You know. As you continue reading here, Octavio give a thoughtful hum. Spoiler. I'm just thinking out loud, man. I'm just seeing if I'm right later on. If I'm right later on, I'll be like, I knew it. Records corruption is not records corruption is not to be trifled with. Can it be considered brave or reckless for them to put their lives on the line? You surprise yourself when you give a solemn answer. Yes, you do think that they are brave people. Put the fries in the bag. Punch this. They are doing their duties despite the many risks of record corruption after all. At least these people are here to help those in need. Octavia goes silent. Is he perhaps angry? Just as you thought are about to apologize, he begins to chuckle, like he's amused by your response. I suppose you may think of it that way. But that's enough reading, Poppet. Remember, you still have to find my baton. Alright, the mission. You don't expect to get this drawn into reading about medical guidelines. But still worthwhile to find. You did learn a thing or two about Dr. Salvador and her role in this hospital. You return the journal to the drawer and push it back inside the cabinet. Best to make it look like nothing is out of place. Hurry up before the staff come back and catches you here. He's truly an impatient puppeteer. You titter in annoyance and stomp away from the cabinet. As you leave, the world still feels like it's reeling. You are certain of it because the bump on your head or the information overload you just read. Wow! More stuff. Is that all I can click? Just like these last. So it's this, and this. I feel like we should pick the door later. Even if the hospital staff has left the area, you still cautiously creep around the deserted nurse station. And because there isn't anyone around, the unnerving feeling from before settles you over like a blanket. The furniture seems to loom over your little figure. You think you see eyes in the wall and movement every time the fluorescent tube flickers. Bro's brain got 50% bigger. My brain is so big. Oh, it's gonna break out of my head. You turn around and then clutches your hands to your chest. Your heart is beating erratically, and your hands begin to shake. Poppet? Wait a minute. Wait a moment. It's alright now. Calm down and breathe with me. Octavia's soft words of comfort enter your mind. It takes some time, but you slowly relax after following his instructions. That's it. Slow breaths. There you go. Feeling better, Poppet? Good. How about we just move on from this place and look elsewhere for my baton? You chitter softly. Octavia may dislike your decision to continue investigating, but you're still adamant to stay. An annoying sigh is heard. Fine, just for a few moments, got it? You send your thanks. At least he is kind enough to give you some more time. A cold draft suddenly passes by you, and you shiver in place. It doesn't feel like the air conditioner. Is there an open window close by? The wind responds by a stronger breeze, and you clutch your body for warmth. The sound of fluttering paper makes you look for the source, a large notice board hanging on the wall above you. The cold wind continues to blow as they knock one of the papers off the board. Your eyes follow the paper while it slowly floats to the ground. Badlands doctor opens controversial hospital for corrupted. Oh, that's interesting. So from reading that, I guess like, because again, like I don't really know much about the corruption beast, and I guess people are kind of scared to get near anything that is quote unquote corrupted. So if like someone got corrupted, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to treat them. I could get corrupted next. Perfectly placed newspaper, for real. Wow, what a coincidence. It just blew off the wall. Like it was meant to be read. Also, hydrate. Hydrate. I'm gonna do the command. Also, I actually have a Poppet plushie. Let me go get him. It seems right to have the Poppet plushie here. Okay, man, it's you on the screen. Yay! I named my Poppet Armando. I don't know, because He's got so many arms. And I like the name Armando. This person talking to their puppet, they super crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats, and rats make me crazy. I was crazy once. Well, he's gonna sit at the edge of my desk here. Look, man, it's about you. Clapping. Let's go. I wonder, like, this is us gaining information right now, right? And I'm guessing, like, whatever happens after this will be kind of towards ending it. That's just like my yes, because they did say this game's about 2 to 3 hours, and we're hitting the 1.5 hour mark right now, because we did chat for a little bit. I gotta always remember that. They said we've been streaming for 2, but that's not always true, because I talked. Let's see, click on here. You carefully drag the papers to a bright area. As you spread on the ground, you realize it's a newspaper clipping. Yapper. I'm a yapper. The newspaper clippings in your hand feels like it will crumble with a tighter grip. Its paper is uneven. The color more of a yellowish brown than the white you suppose it had been back when it was first printed. The edges of the paper are slightly torn. Two straight lines visible where it's neatly been folded before. You can clearly make out the headline. Badlands Doctor opens controversial hospital for the corrupted. The bold lettering allows you to read what it says without too much of a struggle. There's a big picture in the middle of it, the smaller writing around it, mostly faded, barely legible. It's a nice picture showing two people. Doctors wearing white coats standing in front of a building in the Badlands. The picture is heavily faded, but it still feels lively, delivering a deep sense of euphoria and fulfillment. The proud smile of the person on the right is still clearly visible. Her happiness is palpable, that it feels contagious, pulling on your heartstrings. You recognize her. She may look young in this picture, but you recognize the glasses and the way her hair frames her face. A picture of the ID card you found earlier appears in front of your mind's eye for a second. You look at the other person too, the one standing next to the doctor, their arms thrown over the doctor's shoulder in a way that conveys a sense of familiarity between them. The second person's face is obscured. The intersection of the page's folding lines make it impossible to distinguish their features. It leads the picture a bit of an unsettling feeling, contrasting against the happiness it emits at first glance. Not wanting to linger on this feeling, you turn your eyes to the article itself. Badland Doctors opens controversial hospital for corrupted. Former emergency physician Dr. Arias Salvador opens a hospital providing palliative care to the corrupted patients. Around 5 years later, after the Sunrise Medical Center south of Schultren was abandoned due to a devastating localized corruption outbreak, it has found a new purpose. The hospital, renamed the Sunrise Center for Specialized Palliative Care under the lead of Dr. Arias Salvador, focuses on the provision of medical care to corrupted people. Dr. Salvador, a formerly emergency physician with experience in disaster relief operation following corruption beast attacks, is the first medical professional in Southern Elysium to establish a facility offering palliative care to patients afflicted with records corruption. Her extensive knowledge on corruption in the human body makes her a pioneer in this emerging and unconventional medical field. Man, I can't read. I'm like, when asked about her motivations in pursuing this path, Dr. Salvador stated that Corrupted people have been stigmatized for too long. She's like, too long! They might be lucky enough to survive a beast attack, only to be shunned at their own communities and turned away from most medical facilities, stripped from their basic human rights to proper health care. And it's on us to change that. Though the palliative care the Sunrise Center is going to provide, I am certain that corrupted people will finally be able to live much longer and less painful lives. What an inspiring quote from Dr. Salvador. Salvador. Oh my god. Y'all, I'm reading words that aren't there. So that was why this hospital was established, for the sake of people afflicted with records corruptions. Maybe in all of this doctor. If only she weren't your primary suspect for kidnapping Octavio. After finishing reading, your eyes focus on the photo, particularly on the second person beside Dr. Salvador. The nurse spoke about someone related to her? We didn't quite catch what their relationship was, but perhaps it could be this person. Your little hands gingerly trace the intersection of the fold of the newspaper clippings. The clipping in the photo show how happy and excited the doctors were during the hospital opening, but your gaze turned around you, taking the bleak surroundings. Sure, this newspaper clipping shows how old the place is, but for it to come to the point where almost everything is run down, even the way the person now are talking about Dr. Salvador. And this person beside her, whatever happened to them? Where are they now? I have another hypothesis. I think Dr. Salvador is becoming corrupted, which could explain the being so agitated. I think it's getting to her, where she's becoming corrupted, and maybe she took her baton to fix herself. Or she may have experimented on her family member to cure herself. You know, you're like, oh, we're the same blood. If I test on you, maybe I can cure it myself. That'd be sick, man. That'd be like, how? You're so mean. How could you do such a thing? We read that. The nurses mentioned something about that and the doctor losing someone. Did that lead to all of this? I suppose they have fallen in a hard time since then. The poor things. It must make me feel bad for them. Octavio's sarcastic remarks snapped me back into reality. Even if Dr. Salvador established this hospital with good intentions, that doesn't change your maestro's current predicament. Still, it doesn't stop you from feeling pity to see how things turned out for everyone in this hospital. Well, are we done here, Poppet? We're still not close to finding my baton. You chitter softly in agreement. Standing up, you leave the newspaper clipping on the ground. Conflicted emotions swirl within you, but you think you've learned a bit more about this unusual doctor. Whether it's for the better or the worst. I mean, let's just go around. Go around. You follow the edge of the counter to find the entrance to the enclosed office area. Several desks are lined up along the counter and in the middle aisle. Chairs are scattered in disorderly manner, likely from when the personnel rushed out. Looking upward, the soft blue light glows on one of the desks. What could it be? You pull the nearby chair to be your ladder. However, it is still difficult to climb, as the wheeled chair rolls every time you move. Finally, you reach the top of the desk and take a look around. Stacks of paper, binders folded, and a mess of stationery are strewed around you. Somebody definitely needs to organize their desk. Nonetheless, your main goal is in sight. You scurry over to the source of the cold blue light, a holo display. Poppet, what are you doing? Crazy, we're still in the same area. There's a lot to read in this area. That's why I'm thinking, like, I think most of the stuff is here. And I think it's mostly for us to figure out what's going on. We'll have to see. Indeed, we are still learning about this facility. You do not respond, and you place your tiny hand on the display. The screen immediately lights up, nearly blinding you. You squint to read what is on the new screen. An unknown name, perhaps one of the hospital staff, and a pin code pin code keypad. You stare at the screen for a while, thinking for combinations for the passcode. Octavia doesn't seem keen on this idea. Poppet, there is no time for guessing passcodes. Leave the display alone before you get into trouble. Even if he says that, you think you might find information from this machine. Perhaps you can give it a try? You make a guess and begin tapping on the keypad. 5012. Wait, don't just type in whatever. Red warning text flashes on the screen. Login failed. The pin code is incorrect. Try again. Poppet. You pull your hands back as if the screen burned your fingers. Octavio gives a long, deep sigh. He doesn't sound impressed. I warned you, Poppet. Why didn't you listen to me? You apologize and explain yourself. He seems to become more annoyed with your reasons. Finding information is one thing, but potentially alerting the hospital is what we would avoid in the first place. Is what we should avoid in the first place. Oh, we're crying again. So sad. Whimpering sadly, you apologize once more. Your puppeteer hums and you wait until he speaks up. Wow, you just— No! That's the worst! I disappointed my Oshi. No! Ah! It's the worst thing you could do is disappoint your Oshi. Wait, where's my crying emote? Where's my crying emote? This is my mask emote. It's my crying. Oh no! I'm sorry, Octavia. I just want to get more information. Okay. Let me know. My tears are gone, right? Sometimes I pressed like an emote. One time I pressed my crying emote, and then I didn't realize the emote was still on, and I was like, oh, I was crying. I guess I was crying the whole time. I think it was during my my journey gameplay. That's when that happened. He speaks up. I know you mean well. You can be very brave, but this is more reckless than brave. What if the staff comes back, or they have other security measures in place? His tone is firm, but you can sense his worry behind it. You nod and wipe away your tears. Tears of joy. Anyway, it's not like the account got locked. Hopefully the staff won't think too much about the error message when they return. Now leave it alone now, Puppet, and you better listen to me next time. You chirp enthusiastically in response before leaving the scene. Reach out and say goodbye to the cold blue display one last time. As you take in all the information you learned, you hear the sound of footsteps approaching from the distance. They're already coming back, Puppet. We have to move, now. Without missing a beat, you follow his orders to rush to the large doorway. You push on the closed door, but find it too heavy to move. Is the door jammed? Don't give up, Poppet. Push with all you've got. Octavia's shouts of encouragement breaks through your fears and help ground you for a moment. You take one big leap, you take one big deep breath, and willing every part of your puppet body, you push the door with all your might. Finally, a large enough gap appears, and you rush to squeeze yourself in. Just in the nick of time before the returning nurse can spot your quick escape. You scurry into the room, hastily diving to the side as the door swings shut behind you. The nurse's footstep echoes against the tile. You stay as still as you can, listen to them get closer as they return to their post. You don't dare to move until you hear them stop, standing to look around. Only when your surroundings go quiet. Oh no, look at this place. Yucky! Ewy! We got like some patients in here. Oh. What is that, like a pillow out there to cover the window? It looks to be a ward of some sort. Though there's something about this place that feels off. It's much darker here than the hallway. The fluorescent seems to work fine. The only ones that are turned on, at least. Most of them seem to be left off intentionally, leaving the stretcher lining the walls cast in dim, cool light. You can see human forms sprawled on top of them, but it's hard to make out details. Man, imagine this was made in 2019. Save for the patient. There's no one else here but you. You're moving to step further into the center of the room when you notice movement at the edge of your vision. You flinch away, only to turn and see splatters of inky black liquid on the floor. There's the sterile, stinging smell of bleach hanging in the air. Whatever this is, it's fresh. You wonder if this was the source of movement you saw. Did something drip from above? But the fluid's stark borders twitch. It's almost a spasm, as if it's alive. A brief flicker of prismatic color against the darkness. The shifts are unnaturally sharp, jolting from the rounded edges that have settled into the grout between the tiles. It flickered, like a glitching hologram display. A decidedly unnatural trait that sets your body aligned with anxiety. Uneasily, you look at the smeared trail leading off from it, that it creeps up to the nearest wall, then streaks across the floor. You turn slightly, seeing where the floor on the doorway is speckled with it. How close did you come to touching it, or accidentally stepping in it? The more you notice, the heavier the atmosphere in the ward becomes. It's everywhere. It's as if an inkwell exploded, leaving jittering acres in its wake. Much of it pouring underneath the stretchers. The curtains drawn between them have little fabric that is neither torn nor stained, struggling to give some weak degree of privacy. The patients themselves are indistinct, obscure aside from the vaguely human silhouette sprawled over the mattress. Oh, we're getting closer. Eewee! You approach one of them timidly, peering into the shadows. A clawed hand grips the mattress with contorting fingers, bending in ways you're certain human hands are not meant to do. The skin looks stained, similar to the bile you've been seeing, clawing up the arm in the form of inky black veins. So, yeah. Don't get too close. No, if we get too close, we could get corrupted. We can get corrupted. This is you're seeing kind of the aura of inky black veins. Shivering, you back away, not finding the willpower to look any closer. As if it'll soothe your building unease, Octavia's voice rings clear in your mind. Poppet? Where are you? It sounds concerned and of little comfort to you, confused. And why am I sensing so much records corruption there? His voice trails off in thought. You turn your attention to one of the largest displays of glitching ichor painting the wall behind one of the gurneys. Your vision falls to the mattress, or more accurately, the body lying prone on it. Their arm hanging off the side of the bed, ink drenched with corruption like the rest of the room. Below the elbow, their arm is split, the ulna and radius forking apart like antlers and ending in splinters, gnarled fingers. You turn away from the grotesque sight, hearing Octavio faint hum in your mind. It's a familiar sound from him. There was a question on his mind, and now he's come up with an answer. I don't expect you to find the baton here, Puppet. Though, with this much corruption, it would be hard to sense anything other than that. You chitter to yourself, standing up a little straighter. If you can't be certain, then you need to stop. Octavio commands cut through your mind, sharp as a blade edge. It's enough to make you pause. That wasn't a suggestion to go rummaging around, especially not in a place with so much corruption. You need to focus on finding the baton, so no more of your little... He pauses like he's toying with the best tactful word to use to describe your recent behavior. Adventures. It's not safe, and not to mention a waste of time. You hesitate, teetering with the uncertainty about how he could be so sure it wasn't there. After all, he just admitted to not be able to feel much through the corruption at all. Octavio clears his throat at your reluctance. You can find another way out of that room, can you? I could feel your desperation to leave the moment you set foot inside. Your gaze falls on another set of swinging doors across the ward, barely hanging on their hinges. You'll have to try that. The baton must still be somewhere in this place. Perhaps the upper floor? Whoever took it from me would want to keep it as far as possible from returning into my rightful hands, after all. This place is rife with corruption, the humans plagued by it. It would be smart to leave. But your body resists the idea of moving on without giving it a proper look. Him exerting pressure to leave immediately doesn't make you feel any better about it either. Why has he been so dodgy about your discoveries? Placing your doubts in your puppeteer's word, is that something you one of his loyal puppets should be doing? You still feel Octavio's nagging present in the back of your conscience as you try to find what is left of your withered resolve. Despite his insistence on leaving, or perhaps in spite of it, you look across the ward for any clues to where the baton could be. Oh, here we go! More clicking! Whee! Let's look behind the curtain! You proceed cautiously across the ward, carefully to avoid stepping in any of the twitching puddles of corruption underfoot. The curtains before you remain largely intact and undamaged, drawn shut and concealing the patient within. It seems unlikely that any of the patients would have the baton, but you feel the need to be sure. You grab on the frayed bottom of the hem of the curtain, the material coarse and stiff. You're too small to push it aside, and even if you could, the sound of the rusted metal tracked above would risk disturbing the patient. Going under is your best option, though as you duck underneath, you realize the curtain blocks more of the lighting than you thought. It's nearly impossible to see who or what is on the mattress, but you can hear the faint, raspy breathing in the dark. The bed creaks as the patient stirs. They wheeze and cough, seemingly strained by the exertion of motion. Oh my goodness! It's as if the corruption has even affected their voice. Gas wastes with static as their body contorts in some feverish nightmare. Oh no, coughing! Not the coughing. It looks like half of this area looks corrupted. You recoil, stumble back to the curtain, and fall into the ground. What? Poppet, what is it? What did you see? Octavia's concerned voice bleeds into your mind. Are you alright? Even if his normal calming presence isn't enough to fully dissuade your fear, you push yourself to your feet slowly, conscious of the noise the curtain made when you fell through. Octavia goes silent. So do you listen intently for any signs of movement from the patient? You wait, tension in your body pulls taut, primed to run. But there's nothing, just a faint crackling of the patient's breathing. Your fear lingers regardless. You're okay. He sounds like he's trying to convince you of your safety just as much as he's trying to convince himself. Haunted, you turn from the curtains, though you can't help but cast a nervous glance back at them. And again, a few paces away, just to be sure. You're no closer to finding a baton. You return to the center of the ward, pausing just long enough to collect yourself. There's no true reprieve from the situation, but it's something. Are you satisfied now? Octavia sounds more annoyed than before. The baton isn't here, as I told you. You certainly scanned the room despite his annoyance. One of the puddles of corruption flickers violently into your peripheral vision. You shouldn't linger, Puppet. Especially not in a place like this. There's too much records corruption. He sighs. You feel it more than you hear it. A plucked cord of wariness. I can't very well guarantee your safety from here, can I? His pointed words are a reminder, not a threat. Oh, look at us! You shiver knowing you ought to finish looking around quickly or move on. I mean, I'm good. I mean, we saw a guy with corruption. Let's go. Freedom from this ward remains an ever-tempting option for you. You're not sure where the second set of doors lead, but you can't very well double back through to the nurse's station now. It's effectively the only option out here if you don't want to be caught. You hear an encouraging hum from Octavio as you realize you're considered leaving. Good, go on, before someone comes back to check on the patients. He still sounds impatient. There's some part of you that wants to stay and continue searching, as dangerous as it might be. Oh, okay, it gives me, it's like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to leave? I do. I do. But he's right. It's the obvious safer choice. The atmosphere has had you on edge the entire time, fraying your nerves. It gets harder and harder to convince yourself it's worth staying to look around. You push your luck far enough, surely the nurses will come in and check on the patient soon. You have a sinking suspicion they won't be forgiving of your intrusion. You have the patients to worry about too, and the corruption in the ward. You aren't sure what would happen if the inker got to you, and you aren't interested in finding out. Your gold heart quickens as you resolve to leave. You're still nervous about what might be on the other side of the doors, but surely it couldn't be any worse than this. You try to shake off the worry from your mind as you turn towards the exit. Oh my god. No! Stop breathing in my ear! You freeze at the sound of shuffling fabric behind you. It's soft at first, and under any circumstance you would have ignored it. Instead, it draws your attention in an instant, but you barely have time to react before a louder sound grabs your attention. An erratic beep starts at one of the monitors, the holographic display changing, though you can't make sense of the flickering symbols. Then the rustling fabric, the noise coming from a bed uncoverably close by to you, grows louder. Oh my god! It's the guy again! Or maybe it's a different guy. I don't know, it could be the same guy. You whip your head around in time to see the patient writhing, twisted limbs outstretched. Man, this arm's starting to get kind of corrupted. Oh, there he goes. The trembling quickly escalates to a violent thrashing, ascended by coarse and deep coughs, spitting an ink-like guck with each retch. You hear a rush of footsteps against the outside. No doubt the staff are responding to the monitor's alarm. You're about to rush to escape when a new sound rips through the air. Screaming. Oh my god! Sheesh! It's not a human scream. It rips out of their lung, filling the ward with a distorted, agonizing screech. A deep and primal fear sets in. You don't move. You can't. Your mind is screaming at you to run, but your body keeps refusing. Oh no, he's turning into a zombie. He's turning to a corruption person. Oh no. The footsteps are barely audible under the wailing, but you're sure they'll be here at any moment. They'll catch you, or the patient will corrupt and then... Puppet, what are you doing? Octavia's voice pulls you from the flow of your thoughts, snapping you free from the frozen panic. Move. Without further thought, you run, and thunderclaps screaming only gets louder. You sprint for the exit, praying there's no one coming into the ward from this side. But as your hands outstretch to push the doors, a strange feeling overwhelms you. The panic in your chest is accompanied by now a deep ache that rattles the bars of your gold heart prison. It hurts like a bad memory. Against your better judgment, something tells you to look back. Renewed fear sparks as you do, watching the patient writhe in a desperate struggle against the corruption. You swear that for a split second you can see the prismatic glitching between the patient's outstretched clawed fingers. The patient screeching. Oh, the patient screeches echoes behind you as you turn back, pushing one of the swingy doors open just wide enough for you to slip between the gaps. You dart through, not daring to look back again. Oh, you're not quite sure if your cold heart, you're feeling, or something else, but one thing's certain, your chest won't stop squeezing itself anytime soon. You rashly scuttle along the endless hallway. On the bright side, you can't hear your own footsteps. This will increase your odds of escaping, surely. Then again, it's only because your footsteps are drowned out by a handful of other noises. The hospital staff running about and the agonized howl of that patient. Puppet, hurry! You stagger, panting. The rest of the hallway is enshrouded in shadows. Despite the path being straight, you find it hard to tell what's left or right. I sense it. The baton is nearby. Don't lose focus now. His tone is cold yet firm. You continue to run. If you remember correctly, the end of this hallway is... You catch sight of an imposing staircase going up. It towers in comparison of your tiny body. Good job, Poppet. You cheer and breathe a sign of relief, but something occurs to you as you raise your head to view upstairs. You hear footsteps behind you. Are some hospital staff nearby? What are you dawdling for, Poppet? I'm waiting. We're close. Hurry up and find the baton. Now. You scramble up the enormous stairs, resisting the urge to look back upon every step. Something about the faded texture of the floor and the bleak atmosphere of the hospital feels familiar to you somehow. Your mind is racing. Dr. Aria Salvador. Have you ever heard of her before? On the other hand, Octavio, what exactly do you know about him? A door, partly ajar, comes into view. One more step. Oh, just one final leap. Oh, you stagger, falling down a couple steps. Poppet, what are you doing? Octavio. Is he? He's your puppeteer. Delki grabs you earlier when you were scared. He reassured that you'd be fine. Why is he shouting at you? Poppet? The baton, please. Hurry so we can go home. These ropes are starting to itch. Oh no, we're crying. A painful sniffle snips out of you. Poppet? What's wrong? Footsteps from earlier remain faint, but they're not far. There's no time to be idling around, you think. Poppet. You take a few silted steps. Wait. I do need my baton back, but I also need you safe. So take a moment. Just a second. Oh. You and tiny. You try to move forward, yet your body refuses to budge, and you give in. You collapse to the steps, leaning your back on the step above you like you would back home. I'm sorry, Poppet. I'm sorry if things aren't making sense right now. You sit in silence. You expect Octavio to keep talking, to explain himself further, but he doesn't. He allows you to gather your thoughts. He allows you to breathe. After a few moments, you effortlessly hop up the steps and duck towards the door. Oh, is this El Salvador's place? Whatever questions you have, what lies beyond might have the answers. Oops. You take stride to peek at what's inside. What greets you is a semblance of an office. Dang, he's literally the size of an ant. He's so small in that drawing. He's so tiny. He's just a baby. It's dark. Other than faint glow of a desk lamp, the only light source in the room is moonlight, streaming through a large broken window pane. Visible outside is the full moon, which at this moment feels larger than it usually does. Hardbound books, crammed with bookmarks, also tower everywhere you lay your eyes on. Some are half open on the floor, revealing the worn and scribbled pages inside. Oh! The highlight of the room is a lone occupant. Her figure is silhouetted by the moon, her auburn hair contrasting eloquently with the night sky. Stooped in posture, she paces around, back and forth. Her steps are soft yet deliberate. What's on her mind is evidently more important than your figure peeking behind the door, as she is still yet to glance in your direction. Have you seen her before? The image of the ID earlier flashes in your mind. That's Dr. Aria Salvador. Oh! They have the baton! She grasps something in her hand, which is wrapped inside a handkerchief. It's as if she's refusing to let any part of it make contact with her skin. Is it a pen? As her figure passes by the full moon against you, as her figure passes by the full moon again, you manage to catch a good glimpse of it. It's the baton! The baton, the tool Octavio so effortlessly commands on stage in battle during quiet afternoons in his public workshop. Just seeing again fills you with a sense of sudden relief, a glimmer of hope for dawn at the end of this long night. You just have to get it back, and you can go home. You both can. Breathe, miss. I'm pretending to be there. I'm like... and this simple thought makes you smile wistfully. Why is it then, you wonder, that Dr. Salvador is currently making the same expression as you? Her steps halt. Did she notice you? You concealed yourself quickly behind the door, expecting her to appear beside you at any moment. But several long, tense seconds pass and nothing happens. You peer inside the room again, only to find the doctor standing still by the window. You've never seen anyone gaze at the moon with a look of such bitterness before. Hey, I like the ombre hair color. She's got some piercings on her. She's got a little necklace. Let me guess, it's from the person that's maybe gotten corrupted. Slay. Yeah, for real, slay. I love it. Work, girl. Okay, well, think of what this game is called. It's Memento Solis, which I think it means remember the sun. So, or like, I mean, I think that's what it means. Memory of the sun. It has to be doing something with the sun. Also, because like, look at the text here. It's like a sun. Have you forgot the sun? The sun. It could be like excuse me. It could be something like maybe like someone special to her. It's like her sunlight. And this is her way of remembering. Or maybe our memories that we're trying to, right? Because the Poppet there was like what are we? Who are we? It's maybe about us trying to get our memories back. Weeb. I am a weeb. I am 100% a weeb. Ah. Okay. Full moon again. Another one you're missing. She chuckles to herself. The sound cold, hollow. Though I suppose you always did prefer the sunrise. Huh? Oh, interesting. The baton still wrapped in the handkerchief is now dangling in her hand. Outside of her view, her grip is on the light, as if a soft breeze could knock it from her fingers. Let me just make sure the mic's all good. Thought crossed your mind. You could stop the baton and dash out of there. Should you do it? You gulp, steeling yourself. 3, 2... Just as you're about to move, Dr. Salvador seems to remember the baton. She lifts her right hand, bringing it closer for a better look. Well, there goes your plan. You take a note of something, though. Her wistful face begins to twist. So many lives has been lost. She then glares at the baton with pure contempt. Oh, she angry, but no more. Her grip of the baton tightens. It feels she might snap it if she exerts any more force. Now that I have this. She's still pacing, still muttering, still clutching the baton with that frayed handkerchief like it's a venomous thing. Until all at once she stops. A breath catches her throat. Ooh. She's like, oh. Her shoulders twitch. Then she laughs. Oh my gosh, she's so evil. Who is she talking to? Obviously an invisible audience like me. Also, I always talk to myself. Nah, she crazy. Nah, then that means I'm crazy. Which I mean, I'm crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. Bursts out of her. Bursts out of her in a harsh spark, raw and stilted, like it's been trapped behind her teeth for years. You've heard it before. Downstairs from the nurse's station. That laugh. Oh my god. It crackles like glass under pressure, like something trying to mimic joy and failing. Splintered at the edges, half laughter, half sob. You freeze at the doctor's laugh, collapse into a sharp, breathless gasp. She flings the baton away from herself as if it had bitten her, tosses it carelessly, violently, and it lands on top of a stack of half-organized patient files. Then both her hands dart to her chest, clutching the locket at her throat so tightly the chain draws taut. She turns on her heel, stiff and sudden, back to the window where the moonlight bleeds silver on her shoulders. Her lips move in frantic hushes. Sorry. I'll make it right. I swear I'll make it right. You were pressed into the corner shadows, your small body coiled tight as a spring. Somehow, something about her posture makes your chest ache. Fear, yes, but beneath it, faint recognition. The way she holds herself like something broken, trying to remember how to stand. There, do you see it? You twitch as a voice echoing across your thoughts, softer than usual, but coiled tight with expectation. There it is! Reluctantly, your gaze drags from the doctor to the desk. The baton gleaming dolefully on top of scattered papers, half lit, half shadowed by the moonlight that cuts across the room. Take it now before she... You hesitate. Small fingers curled against the floorboard. On the stage, it had been a theater. Choreographed falls, rehearsed catches, applause at the curtain call. But there's no safety net, no second chances. Just you, the baton, and a woman who once mended bones now whisper prayers to shadows that do not answer. You watch your shoulders tremble, your own hands shake in response. Is Octavio afraid for you? No, don't start questioning me now, Poppet. There's no time for doubt. I wouldn't ask this of you if I had any other choice. Please go. His words crack like a whip across your skull, sharp enough to draw blood from the thought of itself. Your body moves before your mind can protest, watching from the shadows on pure instinct. Moonlight sears your path, and each step painted in stark, unforgiving relief. You are halfway to your prize when a hand snares at you mid-flight, cold and certain, closing around your small frame with a surgical precision. You writhe, kick, emit a strangled squeak of alarm, but it's futile as fighting the tide. A strangled squeak. She lifts you, turns to you, sets you down with a deliberate, careful grace. The desk is hard and cold beneath you. No. Is she gonna have a happy face? Her face is not too bad. And across from you, no longer trembling, no longer whispering. Apologies to the night stands Dr. Salvador. The locket hangs loose in one hand like a pendulum at rest. The other rests beside the baton. Fingers spread like a spider's leg, ready to strike. You. She simply watches you with the patience of someone who has spent years cutting truths from lies. Who has peeled back skin to find the corruption beneath. As if she knows exactly what you are. Oh, we're so cute though. You wouldn't hurt a little Poppet, would you? Look at me, I'm so cute. She's been expecting you all along, counting the minutes until you would finally crawl from whatever dark place spawned you to darkness, to darken her doorstep. Dr. Gonzalez got beat with a puppet. For real. As if this moment, this confrontation, is as inevitable as gravity, like a coin that spins between heads and tails, knowing it cannot go on spinning forever. But now, it's about to fall. That was end of Act 2? I wonder how many acts there are. I hope this is the last act. Because I don't think that we could go... I don't think there's any more after this. We're at the doctor's place. So, I'm gonna hydrate for a second. Also, the music. Hey. Oh. Yeah, whoever's playing the violin, it's going down. Hey. 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 Okay. Let's see if this is the last act, because I don't think there's not much more. Dr. Salvador peers down at you, her face thrown into shadows by the cold moonlight, pouring in through the window behind her. She might be grinning or glaring or grimacing, or all three at once. The sound of that similarly terrible peal of laughter won't leave your mind. Another one. There's gonna be like an after one. An epilogue. Should be grinning or glaring or grimacing, or we already said this. You tremble in place, paralyzed in fear where you stand. You could run. You should run, but I've never seen one of his familiars up close before. You force yourself back, a squeak of panic. Be like, suddenly the doors, the doctor moves, stooping to be at your, eye level in front of you. That's what you are, right? One of Octavio's living puppets, Poppet. She cocks her head thoughtfully. But how did you get here exactly? We're a very long way from Shirl's out here, little one. I can't imagine you walked. Hold on to that baton like a wand from Harry Potter. This close, the fainting glow of her desk lamp softens. Dr. Salvador features robbing the severity from the angle, thawing the chill left by the moonlight. Calm curiosity suffuses her tone and manner, entirely at odds with the way she snatches you up with the outbursts you witness with that laugh. You would almost believe you imagined it, if not for the baton lying on top of the desk, just to your left, where you watched her cast it aside as if it were venomous. Abracadabra. It's right there. We can grab it and run. That's right, Poppet. The baton. It's right there, isn't it? At your very fingertips. You're so close. Just get it back for me. Get it back and I'll handle the rest, I promise. Octavio's voice fills your consciousness, smooth and familiar, and at any other time convincing. You want to believe you're Maestro, but he isn't here, and Dr. Salvador is very much is, murmuring to herself as she looks over you. She may not have harmed you yet, but she has already caught you once. Can you really snatch the baton from right under her nose and get away with it? or if you wonder if it might be wiser to wait as she glances away, it gives you a moment unobserved. Uh-oh. I mean, she's right there. I'm not, bruh. I would just keep waiting. I'd be like, Octavio, you are not here right now, okay? Like, I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby. I'm just skill issue. I'm just a baby. Look at me and my little tiny arms and my tiny legs. And I don't really think this plan was thought out. And that's a Meet the Robinsons reference. I don't even remember how that reference goes. She's got little tiny arms and I got a big head, and I don't think this plan was thought out. Until tonight, you have trusted your maestro impeccably and unconditionally. He made you, sealed and stitched your heart safe inside your chest. He caught you when you left. Audio. I would do auto, but I'm a slow reader. But there's no one here to catch you this time, and with only yourself to rely on, you keep the caution to the fear welling up inside you. Sorry, I'm moving my mic a little bit. You stay put, the baton gleaming at you like an accusation from where it lies. Poppet, are you listening to me? Can you? You poor thing. You're shaky to head to toe. Oh, there we are. We're shaking alright. You shrink back, Octavia's voice fading into the depths of your mind as Dr. Salvador leans in again. Eyes shadowed, exhaustion etched into her face. Exhaustion and something else. Time worn and aching, sorrow turned outward. This woman, this stranger, knows what you are, called you by your name. Called you by the name Octavia gave you. She pitied you. There's nothing to be afraid of, you know, though I doubt I made much of a case for myself. What with this whole business with your master? She says the words as if it's bitter to the taste. I'm really not going to hurt you. This place has seen enough hurt for a lifetime. For people, I forgot what it said. For his... Her gaze softened with her voice, with it. Went too fast. Surely you understand. You've seen this hospital, the people that we treat, and you're just like them. You're corrupted, aren't you? I thought so! I mean, look at what the puppet looks like. If I showed you like what a corruption beast looked like, and then I showed you a puppet. She's away, she's away from the wall, grab it. I'm too. She's giving me some info that is interesting. Something in her tone is searching, pleading. She's right, she knows it, and yet you think she might prefer to be wrong. You treat her quietly, eyes downcast. The weight of her sighs tells you she understands. So the rumors were true. Octavio puppets, corruption beasts, tame like pets in turn to his will. Hearing about it is one thing, but seeing you up close like this... She pauses to take a long, shallow breath. You notice her hands are trembling. The lines of work never does stop breaking my heart. A loaded silence follows, heavy with pain that feels foreign for all that the doctor seems to believe it's yours. You don't understand. There's a lot you don't understand. You realize about this place, about Octavia, about the baton. Octavio is a bad guy. I don't know. Maybe it's like giving a second chance to the people that became corrupted. Like it's like, oh, you're corrupted, but I can give you a second chance. But in order to do so, you gotta do my puppet shows. It draws your eyes again, the eerie glimmer from the desk. You almost forgotten that you were waiting for an opening, but... That wretched thing. You glance back up, panicked, to find Dr. Salvador following your gaze, and eyes narrowed at the baton. He sent you to fetch it for him, didn't he? Now that's why you're here, doing Octavio's bidding. retrieve the very tool he uses to poison this world. There, an uneasy cadence building in her tone, her words coming faster, less steadily. I can't be the only one who sees it. The one who questions the public story. Controlling corruption beasts, how convenient an ability. Just leave them alive and let the nice man put them to good use. Don't mind the spreading corruption. And while no one ever wonders where it all comes from, if there isn't one person in particular benefiting from them. Dr. Salvador looks up from the baton sharply, zeroing in on you as just remembering your presence, you tremble. But it's over now. It's over, I promise. I'll never let this thing back into his hands again. Words race through your mind. Disparate pieces refusing to slot together with the truth of your life as if you have known it until now. Your maestro hunts monsters. He kills corruption beasts. And sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he remakes them better. Sometimes a new Poppet joins the workshop instead. It's that simple. Except sometimes you ask him questions he doesn't answer, and here you are, presented with more. Poppet? Octavio's voice bursted through your consciousness once more, measured but insistent. So, you can hear me. With the ideas you were getting, I thought you were going to... Never mind, it's not important. Please, just do as I say this time. Get the baton and go already. Grab it! You quiver, glancing wildly between Dr. Salvador and the baton. Something sings in the back of your mind, whispers soft and wordless and wanting for its host. Octavio's still waiting for you, counting on you. Once you get the baton back to him, you can go home. And that's all the convincing you need. A gasp of shock leaves Dr. Salvador's lips as you lunge for the baton, with your tiny arms wrapping around it and clutching tightly to your body. Fleetingly, you register its warmth to the touch, unnaturally so, and then you tremble off the edge of the desk, just out of Dr. Salvador's reach. Yes, Puppet, just don't look back now. This time, you don't question him. The baton throbs in your grasp, a hummingbird heartbeat, as if your own rises to match it. It matches. You hit the ground and scramble for the door. Abracadabra. Uh-oh! Movement behind you, frantic, clumsy. A chair scrapes as it pushes out of the way in the doctor's voice. No, you don't know what you're doing. You can't. Well, that was really good art. We didn't get to look at it, but... Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh. This music, man. You bought out of Doctor... Bro, the Doctor really gonna outrun a puppet? I don't know, man. I mean, Octavio's like, I believe in you. Just grab it, we'll be fine. That's why I'm like, really? You really think so? You bought out of Dr. Salvador's office and into the hallway, the baton in your possession. You look back just a split second at the silhouette resembling Dr. Salvador. Oh my god! Woo! She's fast! She's on the move! Get back here! Suddenly, you lose your footing as you trip down the steps, yet you hold onto the baton for dear life. Puppet, do not damage the baton at any cost. I need it in one piece, and of course, I also need you in one piece. You scramble to get back on your feet as the thunderous sounds of skipping steps echo through the stairway. We just need to fall down the stairs, don't even like climb them. You know you can't outrun her, however, you could attempt to evade her. You rapidly approach the bottom of the stairs, your head frantically looking left and right. There's only two choices, Poppet. You don't have much time. Oh no. Run for the exit! Your eyes immediately zero in on the big letters that read exit. From your memory, according to the maestro, exit means outside. Oh no. Messed it up already. You easily sneak your way past the doctor and nurses, and all night you might as well take the risk to slip under the cracks. That's it. If she doesn't think you're heading in that direction, you can just lose her outside. Slip back. Oh no. I skipped it again by accident. You take the chance swinging towards the exit. We're gonna frick this up. However, unlike the other doors, you managed to slip through the tonight. There appears to be no gaps. Damn it, try opening the door. You drop the baton by your side and try to open the door with all your puppet strength, but it stubbornly refuses to budge. Oh shit, we're done for. You keep tugging and tugging, hoping for an inch of movement, but it gets you nowhere. I know you're somewhere over here, little puppet. Her cloying whispers send chills up your limbs, causing you to panic even more. Just messing around with the door and hide somewhere else. Her voice in your head makes the voice in your head makes you even more desperate to get out of the room. Unfortunately for you, a shadow looms over you as you turn your head ever so slightly. The eerie face of the doctor engraves itself in your head. I found you. Oh no. Oh no! Before you can make another move, a glass dome descends upon you from above, trapping you inside and severing you from the baton. You start banging on the glass in hopes to break free. Oh no! But it's too late. You did not return the baton. You hesitated. You are— Ah! How dare you say that? I'm not a failure! Ah! You are a failure! Ah! Where's my crying emote? That's my I disappointed my Oshi! I did what I didn't want to do. Okay. Yeah. Alright, night. Okay, thank you for coming by, Grand Gum. Hopefully we're getting near the end, and when you come back for next stream, I'll chat about it. Or maybe I'll post about it, who knows. But thank you for coming by. It was nice to have you as a company here, and I hope you have a good night. I should get more water though, but we're almost done. We're almost there, Poppet! I'm skipping this part. Oh shit! What happened? Okay, here we go. Okay, into the— I mean, we already know what happened in the other one. A familiar lit room draws your attention as you're running for your puppet life, the patient ward. You remember earlier how a few of the doctors and nurses were trying to soothe one of the corruption patients. So much pain. Stop thinking. He's right. You stop thinking and duck your way underneath the crack. There we go. Upon entering, you notice a few things are different. One, the lights are on, which means navigating through the room will be easier and it'll be hard to hide. Oh my goodness, it's nurses and people. Doodling a little bit in my chair. Two of the same doctors and nurses from earlier are frantically moving through the ward while monitor alarms blare and patients groan. No time to catch your breath, you need to get out of here. Move. Nodding your head, you start shifting your way through the ward, yet you cannot help but stop and watch in transfixed horror as one of the patients hack a disturbing cough. Oh, it's that guy again. Black ichor oozes from out of the patient's mouth with each successive cough. You get a bucket stat, and you go get the medical trolleys. Just calm down. One of the nurses will get your medication. You're gonna be okay. Focus. You step out of your daze and continue forth. You duck underneath the bed and trolley, yet the groans from the patient still agonize you. There's no other option than to move forward. As you make your way through the room, you hear the door swing open and familiar ears clicking. Have you seen a tiny puppet? A what? Why did I become British? Have you seen a puppet? A puppet. It's escaping with something of value. We need to capture it at once. Retrieve what belongs to me. None of the doctors nor nurses seemed interested with her demands as they continued to tend the agitated patients. Dr. Salvador lets out a heavy sigh and tries to walk past one of the doctors. Get out of my way. Stop whatever you're doing and find it now. But doctor, no one knows stage 4 like you do. Just put yourself together already. But ma'am, the pat... I said, get out of my way. The command of her voice chills you to your very core as you start to pick up the pace. Finally, you escape out of the ward, hoping that the commotion behind you will slow her down. You find yourself back in the nurse's station, now entirely empty. The lights dim. You recall that one of the doctors and nurses are assisting in the ward and probably in other parts of the hospital. You're halfway there, Poppet. The staff seems to have her distracted for now, so best take the advantage. He's right. You know it's not far from the hallway leading to the basement, but you don't want to risk getting caught by the hospital staff. Time is ticking. I don't know. Sprint. Oh no, too many choices. You stare past the nurse's station at the hallway stretching endlessly before you. Suddenly so much longer than earlier. Maybe you could hide. Enough! I'll look for it myself. You hear the muffled shouts of Dr. Salvador drawing closer toward the exit of the ward. On instinct, you start booking as fast as you can. From a distance, you hear the sound of the door slamming and you pick up the pace, the beating of your heart intensifying. Every step your aching legs make across the tile floor, the sharp clicks follow. Every second, another reminder that your life and potentially Octavio is on the line. If I get caught again... What? I hope this is... Okay, I think it's just using the same image. Due to her small stature, she has easily been able to make up the distance by her delay with the staff in the ward. Oh my god. You're under a halt as you reach the edge of the stairs going down into the basement. Poppet, that's it, come on, I feel you so close. The doctor's approaching you and she's making up time. You look behind you and then back at the staircase. Oh my god. You look behind you and then back to the staircase. Octavia's right, you're so close, you just have to take a leap of faith. The longer you stare at the bottom of the stairs, you start to remember your moment. Oh no, we're gonna fucking break the baton. And then you're gonna be like, I hate you, you broke it, you idiot. Your special moment. The audience oohs and ahs, the rolling applause just for you. And then Octavio catching you on the palm of his warm, gloved hand with a smile on his face. He caught you, he saved you. Octavio is waiting for you at the bottom, waiting to catch you again, believing in you, even if you feel he's keeping something from you. You want to go home, you want answers, you want to see your maestro again. But you can't do any of that unless you jump. Heart racing, you take a step back, tighten your grip around the baton, and you leap. Everything feels like slow motion. For a fragment of a second, you're weightless, suspended in mid-air, just out of reach of Dr. Salvador's grasping fingers, before gravity drags you towards the steps. You fall fast and hard, the impact rattling your mask as you tumble down, down, down to the last step and finally the bottom of the staircase. The fabric of your body, the stitches holding you together, slide on the tile as the momentum of your fall carries you skidding towards the double door through the crack and back into the morgue. Yay! Please! You look around and spot Octavio still bound to the chair, unharmed. If a little disheveled, exactly the way you left him, and your nerves rally in sheer relief. You shitter and his head snap up, sharp, sudden. In the dim light, his eyes gleam like those of something nocturnal. A puppet. Puppet! A job well done. Now then, get back my baton and we can go home. A chill runs the ladder stitch down your spine at his tone. You want to go home, you do, and yet you're still hesitant when you hear a loud slam right behind you. Wait! You turn your head to see a desperate Dr. Salvador behind you, her hand pressed firmly against the door. Do not give that man the baton. The hospital matters more than his sick, twisted puppet show ever could. I've given this place everything I could. So much of my time, no, my life, my soul. She lets go and points at Octavio, her teeth gritting. You give the baton back to him, and this entire place crumbles down. You want to help, then help me. Her ears slightly twitch I'm reading like things like that are not there. Your ears slightly twitch at her words as you watch her extend her hand to you. You clutch the baton tighter. Help me. We can save every corrupted patient in this facility. Oh, you won't shut up. You don't know a damn thing. The power in the baton, the repercussions of toying with it. You have no idea how much worse this place could get. Puppet, do not listen to her. Just hand over the baton and we can go. Uh-oh. Oh, God. It's like, make a choice. I feel like I would just choose Octavio because I like Octavio, but then again, he's been kind of sus. He's been kind of sus this whole time, and Dr. Salvador, she just want to help patients. She's got a lot on her plate. She's been through a lot. Let's see. Home. Oh my goodness. You missed the other puppets and you made him proud by following his orders. Everything can go back to normal just like that. However, you cannot help you can't help but feel the aching pain and cries from Dr. Salvador. Her desperation dredging up the doubts about Octavio you've been trying so hard to ignore. I mean, I didn't do all this work for nothing. I'm gonna give it to Octavio. Your head throbs trying to wrap your thoughts around everything at this very moment. Think, Poppet, think. Sorry. I feel like if people are watching this stream right now that this game is free, so I would actually recommend downloading it and go on your own little journey, you know, see what other paths there are. I do like they're split up into like sections, so if I can see maybe later on what would have happened if I gave the baton to Dr. Salvador. You glance at the baton in your hand, grip tight as your galled heart thunders in your chest from the wild chase you just endured. What you need to do next should be obvious. Looking back and forth between your maestro and the desperate doctor, you hesitate. Puppet, please. Puppet, you know what you have to do. You turn your gaze upward to your puppeteer. He has a serious look on his face, regarding you fully with careful control and expectation. His eyes are clear of doubt and hesitation. As if fully entrusting you to make the right decision. You wonder to yourself if you truly know what is right. Your journey through the hospital, although fraught with danger, opened up a whole new world for you. A world outside the theater, a world you feel a connection with, a world you want to know. But now you see your puppeteer who gave you your heart and life, bold and restricted though they may be, your puppeteer who showed you off on the stage and trusted in your abilities, your puppeteer who caught you when you fell, Octavio, who is your entire world. Discarding all hesitation, you sprint toward your maestro, baton raised high and ready to be passed on to his bound hands. Puppet. You hear the thundering of frantic footsteps behind you, but you're faster as you skitter underneath the chair to reach Octavio's back and place the baton in his open palm. No sooner than you does he close his hand around the artifact, harnessing its familiar power. You watch, enthralled as bright silvery blue strings manifest around him, tearing the ropes around his person and setting him free. You watch your maestro stand up and stretch, lifting his arm high, almost flaunting the baton in his grasp. The doctor seems rooted where she stands, grimace painted heavily on her face. You. Octavio coolly ignores her in favor of bending down to carefully pick up his discarded coat. Ah! There it is. With an elegant flick, he throws it in the air. The strings neatly settle it around his shoulders. You look at him like you did the first time. You open your eyes as his puppet, full of awe and wonder at his regal and refined stature. He swiftly turns on his heels, his coat billowing with the movement. Your face with his wide back, his silhouette imitating it in dark. You did such an excellent job, Puppet. Well done. Your gold heart sings at the praise, even more when he looks back at you with a smile, gentle and kind. It's odd, with this rigid stance and the powerful aura he emits, as reassuring as it is chilling. Now, what to do with you? Octavia looks at Dr. Salvador with glee, the curve of his lips blade sharp and wholly unlike the smile he gave you. You'll be handed justice one day, you monster! With a frantic declaration, Dr. Salvador hurried toward the escape, yet Octavia was quicker, nimble fingers orchestrating his strings at the first sight of movement. Ah, you don't get to run away from me. His strings fly from around Octavia's shoulder, quick and efficient as they wrap around the doctor, binding her in place. Tentatively, you move away from your hiding spot behind one of the legs of the chair, watching your maestro stalk towards the now bound doctor. Octavia moves slowly, deliberately, the click of his heels echoing louder throughout the morgue, a grim metronome to the doctor's distressed breath. You can barely see what's happening. Maestro coat wide enough to conceal the struggling doctor. Still, you try your best to listen. Gold heart thundering. You don't know why you're scared, but you know you're not scared for yourself. Now then, guess it's time to talk. You scuttle forward, worried, dampens now that your pursuer has been subdued, but she's being difficult. She struggles again, her restraints hurling assaults Octavio. You'll never understand corruption like I do. I will stop you from prolonging the suffering of others. Your poaching lives lost to disease ends here. And where exactly? Do you not realize you're in quite a tangled situation right now? The confident candidness of Octavio's voice seemed to chill the entire room. Instinctively, you wrap your arms around yourself. And I say, we're going to talk, but it seems like you don't want to. No, there's nothing to talk about. You already made yourself clear. Oh, How so? I don't think I ever explained myself to anyone before. Everything you've taken from me, I won't let you take any more. Taken? From you? What exactly did I take from you? Or are you blaming me for something you yourself have lost? Octavio leans forward, hands behind his back, as if observing a specimen. Tell me, what did you lose, oh good doctor? Play the fool all you want, you snake. Ha! Here I was, trying to be nice, asking for your side of the story. Octavio sighs dramatically, shaking his head in disbelief as he lifts his arm up in a shrug. He waves his baton carelessly as if dangling a carrot on a stick, just out of reach. The doctors eye him with contempt. Anyway, you should count yourself lucky that my puppet made it back to me in one piece. Octavio moves to the side, giving a clear view of the bound doctor for the first time. The sight sends a chill down your spine. Feeling the faintest of tugs at your heartstring, you look up, hollow eyes meeting those of your maestro. He looks relieved. Now, Puppet, I'm sure you're feeling tired after all this running around, Running around, you did, You feel the heavy weight of your limbs, your labored, haggard breaths. Yes, you are quite tired. You nod. He smiles. Well then, allow me to finish this so we can go on our merry way home. He takes a deep breath, eyes closed and posture straight. It's how he looks in preparation for a performance. He lifts the baton delicately. A glow trails of cold blue light following its every move. You stare. This isn't the end, Octavio. I swear on my life, I'll swear I'll stop you. Then swear it you shall. Keep quiet, alright, Puppet? And, hold the applause for when the show is over. Uh-oh. Oh no, he'll restart memories. You wake up cocooned in a warm velvet cloth. Immediately you recognize the pocket of your maestro's coat. Distant sounds of people talking and feet shuffling catch your ear, and you wonder just where exactly you are. Looking up, you see a silver light peeking from the opening of the coat pocket. You lift yourself out with your arms, head popping out now that you found your strength back. Oh, you're awake, little puppet. Octavio's jovial voice greets you. You turn your head towards him, and he regards you with a warm smile before looking back at the road ahead. No, look, it's nice. It's nice. Clean little caption box now. Not scary, tripping. We're almost home, just a little further. The winding desert roads are unfamiliar. You haven't been out of the workshop all that much, and you're just newly made, so adjusting to life as you get to know it with your only puppeteer's guidance to go by. But if he says you're almost home, then you believe him. You watch quietly as dawn breaks on the horizon, slowly illuminating the dusky silhouette of a town. You don't see the familiar tavern or the dealer. The doctor must have brought you somewhere out far. A lingering thought interrupts from the back of your mind. Something anxious and just a little afraid. The doctor. Sensing this through the strings, Octavia laughs. You have nothing to worry about anymore, little Poppet. I already took care of everything. Of course you don't doubt that. You don't doubt your maestro at all after all the events from earlier. Nobody is gonna get you or me. I made sure to keep everything spotless. In fact, that hospital could really use some helping hands. He sounds happy, carefree, and just a little smug at his declaration. You tilt your head to the side. And the good doctor made peace with me, as to be expected. His voice dropped lower, a little secretive and a little mysterious as he flints his gaze at you with a smile. They've learned their lesson, not to look too close. Silence falls between the two of you, yet the early morning hustle and bustle of the town ahead only serves to remind you that, despite everything, you left safely. Just as you're about to nestle back into his pocket, Octavio hums, getting your attention. You were brave out there, Puppet. I know I can rely on you. I made you in my image after all. Smart, courageous, but most importantly, perfect. This time when he looked at you, there's an undeniable warmth in his eye. Even though I felt your fear, your terror, even though you risked your life to get the baton. At this, he brings a hand up, patting the other side of his chest, and sighing in relief, presumably feeling the tangible weight of the baton tucked away in his coat. I already checked it before putting it in my pocket, but you hurt anywhere? He laughs lightly at your enthusiastic declaration. You release a soft squeak when he starts rubbing your head fondly for the briefest of moments. I'm glad you're not hurt. Octavio sighs as if releasing all of the pent-up worries to the world. He brings his arms up, stretching as you meet the day ahead. You don't remember exactly? I did. That's okay. You were scared and tired. It's understandable you don't remember. I told you, right? You have nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing. So freaking sus. So sus. Yeah, you look at him. He's looking back at you with a slight smile before turning to face the Clementine horizon. The sun is more than halfway up the sky. You let yourself fall back into the pocket, curling in on yourself and closing your eyes. Worries abated and heart at peace. Yes, with your puppet, with you, and the baton in his possession, surely there's nothing to worry about anymore. Right? Eh? So you're telling me okay. I'm not gonna do it in this stream because oh my god, my voice is gone after reading for like 3 hours. Holy moly. Wow. Clap clap. Well done. This is a full-blown game that like just a bunch of fans made, and it's very well made. The art goes hard, the music, it goes hard. The way the writing is so good too, you know? And I really like, it said it was like, I felt like a standalone story, and I do kind of agree with that. Except like for some people that don't know like what corruption beasts are or what like Elysium is, I think maybe there could have been a section of like little vocab words, like just a little bit of like, hey, this is what a corruption beast is, this is what Elysium is, maybe like a map of Elysium. But I do understand this is more of a game for the fans of Hollow Stars, but it is pretty cool to see. And oh, the puppet is so cute. He's so cute. The way he had like little expressions. Oh my god, right, Armando, my little guy. Oh my god, so cute. We still don't know anything much about why she's so upset with Octavio, and you know, it never occurred to me that like, oh, his baton is the thing that has the power. I think like if I were to give the baton to the doctor, maybe would have learned more about the baton, its power, why it's why like she's so adamant on taking it from him. And like, we don't know much about Octavio. We say like the way it ended, it seems like, oh, we're still much in like, still sus, and we don't remember anything that happened when he when we woke up. So he's able to manipulate our memories somehow. And I don't know, it's interesting because we're also a part of Octavio, because like he can talk through our minds and he can kind of see what we see, and we kind of like accepted the fact that yeah, we are part corruption, but it's not all that bad, right? It's not all that bad. I think like it's a little bit of information overload, a little bit. I think that's one of the cons, a little bit. But I think with a visual novel, it needs to be information overload. It's like there's no other way to really tell a story without, hey, look, we found a filing cabinet with, oh, it just happens to have information that pertains to the story. Oh, look, a newspaper clipping that has a lot of information about the story. I do like the storytelling. I do like, it's not, well, from the path we took, that there wasn't really a straightforward answer. And that, you know, this game makes you want to go back to see what would have happened if you were to pick something different. I also find it interesting that there's a hospital in South Elysium, because when I picture South Elysium, I'm thinking of like a saloon, a desert town, you know? I'm not thinking hospital. For those that don't know, South Elysium is known to be like a desert. It's also known as the Badlands. I kind of like to think of it, if there's a hospital, then I kind of think of it like Las Vegas. You know, like hospital, like, you know, Las Vegas is like very dry and arid and desert-like. Maybe that's what maybe that's what it's like at that part of Elysium. I do like it touching upon like the corruption. There's still a lot to that we don't know about the corruption, at least in like the Hollow Stars lore. Because Haka and Shinri, they have arms that are corrupted. I don't exactly remember if like how they stopped it or whatever. It's just their arms are permanently corrupted now. I don't know much about their lore. All I know is like Haka had like digital DNA or something like that. And then I'm not sure how Shinri got corrupted. Those are the only two that we really know that are corrupted, and it's also hinted that Phantom may be like a corruption beast based on like some lore that was given to us in like Bettel's second outfit reveal, where there's like a little animation about I guess Phantom meeting Bettel. So there, I wouldn't doubt that Phantom may be a corruption beast with some intelligence. And plus, like, Octavio's supposed to be very mysterious. We don't really know why he does what he does, I guess. He's supposed to be a bounty hunter anyway. I wonder if, like, the baton... like... maybe... I don't know, because she's like, oh, he controls them and it's not good. Maybe she just doesn't... maybe she doesn't like Poppet shows. It gives her bad memories. She doesn't like Poppets. Reminds her of her late relative that was hinted that may have passed away. Oh my. But a really good game overall. I'm so proud of all the people that came together and make this. This is a lot of work, and this must have taken months for you guys to make, and I'm so happy and honored to be playing this. And I will probably check out the other ending on my own. And for the people watching, I would recommend you download it and play it for yourself. You know, support the creators to help make this. And let's see here. We can probably go back to just chatting for a bit. Oh, you can see a little... You could get a little... Oh, we missed one. Oh, wait, guys. I'm gonna bring you back for a second. So these are some of the pictures we've seen. I still want this as like my backdrop, my background. It's so cute. I want to give them head pats. Pat. Okay, watch this. Ready? Whoa, we're missing two. Let's see. If we did give the baton to the doctor, we could unlock these ones. I wonder if we go to credits. Yep, here are the credits. So look, a lot of people went into making this game. By the way, Hakutis, I don't know if you guys have seen my schedule art, but they did my schedule art of the Armis boys, so that's cool to see that they helped make this game. I don't know if there's any other names I recognize. Bubby Gator. Wow, one of the writers. Nice. Playtesters. No. Oh, management is also Bubby Gators. Nice. Let's go. Alright. Nope, I don't really know. I probably would know them if I saw them. like some of their profile picture looks like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I know you. Alright, now we're going back here. I'm quitting this. And I am going to... I'm gonna go get some more water after I end the stream. But everyone, thank you so much for coming. This is a little bit of a different kind of game I usually play, but I wanted to play it because it is Armis's 2nd anniversary. I don't know if you saw, they had like little newies that are on sale. Well, pre-sale, I guess you could call it. Oh man, I want to get them all. They're so cute. And anything else I want to say? Not really. On Sunday, I plan on playing Doki Doki Literature Club, which is another visual novel. So I'm going to see how much I can play of that. This is kind of like a warm-up for that, because if I have to talk this much for this game, could you imagine how much I need to talk for Doki Doki? Oh man, my voice is gonna be gone. But we'll see. We'll see if I'll play Doki Doki, or maybe a game that doesn't involve a lot of reading, so I don't damage my voice or make my voice all tired out. Let's see here. I mean, I don't know what else I could play, to be honest with you. we could play like what's it called, like the Edith Finch one. I have yet to get myself to play that game, but let's see here. Okay, I was just checking. Well, I was just checking Twitch of who we could raid. So, I think we're gonna go raid Snugbug. They're playing Minecraft right now. Actually 2 people that I know are playing Minecraft. This is a Minecraft night? What's going on? Let me just check their stream real quick. Did it just start? No, they've been playing for a while. Okay, we're gonna go raid Snug. Go have fun, be nice, and I hope to see you guys in the next stream, alright? Mata ne, bye bye!